Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is bound to be another fabulous Tuesday. We're playing the Flesh and Blood TCG, of course. If you're unfamiliar, there's a ton of content on the internet about it. You can check it out. It's a trading card game by a publisher called Legend Story Studios. And we are in the middle of a series where we are taking decks that are doing well at Road to Nationals, the current tournaments that are happening all across the world at local game stores. And we're preparing for an event called The Calling Las Vegas. It's in, I don't know, 3 weeks-ish.
Did your watch tell you that?
No, I was looking at the date. It's on my watch.
Oh, right.
So
Cool.
watch calendar. You know?
Wow.
It's right there.
Mine just tells the time.
Yeah. Mine also gives me all sorts of information.
You get notifications?
I can make
text
phone
your
calls
friends?
on it. It's pretty wild. I can
Really?
text. I can, yeah, absolutely.
Do you have to have your phone in your pocket to do that now?
Yes, but not on... You can get ones that don't.
Seriously, you can just throw your phone away.
Yeah. People go
and
on
just walk
runs
around and call
like,
people with the...
In fact, you can go on a run and play music from that if
I've
you have
been
wireless
so out
headphones.
of touch. Yeah.
And you don't have to have your phone on you or whatever, which is really nice.
They've gotten better. I thought they were
Anyways,
kinda worthless at
picking top decks, looking at the decks a little bit. We talked about Dory. We talked about Chain last week. This week we're talking about...
so cold. So cold. You didn't tell me it was cold.
I told you that we had coffee 2 hours ago. What did you expect? I'm
How
not a
did it cool
miracle
down
worker
so
here.
fast? Hey, how's everything sound, everybody? We had to reset up the cameras, and so we essentially had to reset up everything because we lost an HDMI port yesterday. Sad day for all of us. Had to get a new camera yesterday after the stream, and it was a whole situation. So we're looking at sound and sight. We've got a bunch of monitors, but it's never as good as the end product.
While we're waiting on people to respond to whether or not we look and sound good, let me read this comment.
Okay.
This is why we do what we do. You ready for
Is it
this?
going to make me feel good or bad?
It made me feel great.
Okay. Most of the comments I read make me feel bad.
Proud JT
Okay.
says, I'm very new to TCGs in general. I wanted to get into a game that wasn't online, and Flesh and Blood came up, and then I came across your videos.
Whoa, okay.
I'm
Which
now
one?
2/3 of the way through your Flesh and Blood playlist.
Wow.
And
Wow.
And I just ordered the Welcome to Monarch bundle on Friday, and it's almost here. You guys are rock stars, and I cannot wait to play my first match over Discord.
That's incredible.
That's an amazing comment. So welcome. If you have any questions, please let us know.
That's the whole ecosystem. That's what we're trying to do.
Community on our Discord channel is great as well if you have any sorts of questions, whether it's rules or collecting or tournaments or anything like that.
And let me go to the whiteboard and mark a conversion.
We did it. Send it straight to Legend Story.
So after a year and a half of producing live streams, we definitely know we have one sale from that Monarch bundle.
The idea of watching, we've probably done like 70 fab streams at this point.
Oh man, it's gotta be, is it that many or less?
Well, so
or
if
more?
we did one a week, it'd be 52 in a year.
Mm-hmm.
We're a year and a half in at this point, but then you also have to factor in holidays, vacations, that kind of stuff.
That's 70.
So I put us at 70.
It's a good time to shout out to Joe Solo, who is going through all of our previous live streams and leaving comments.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I read the comments and respond when ultimately at this point necessary because time is cramped. But I've been keeping up with every single comment that Joe's been leaving.
You guys have a nice little back and forth across time and space.
The thing is, I never get to see any responses to comments because on YouTube, it's any comments you haven't responded to.
Oh, so if they respond to your response, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. So I don't open that door whenever possible. I mean,
That's
there's
so Google.
There's not a
That's so
mechanism.
Google.
It's like I'd have to go back to the history of that comment.
No way.
And find it. But all that to say, he started with the Learning to Play video, which is objectively one of our worst videos on Flesh and Blood.
Of course, because we know nothing about the game.
Because we were learning. But then to watch his progress and what he's saying based on what we were saying and the realizations we're having at the same time is really amazing.
Yeah, I'm a little terrified to think about going back to watch any of those videos. Because I feel like this is the amazing thing about Flesh and Blood. We're over a year and a half in, and I feel like my perspective on the game radically changes every couple of weeks still.
It's weird.
Somehow.
No, I think I was talking to Tim about that. It's alarming that I have not found the bottom yet, or the top, as it were.
Usually you find the bottom, and then it takes new cards coming out for you to have anything interesting to explore. But I feel like I'm grasping the fundamental concepts of the game somehow.
Yeah, there's something crazy about this thing, man.
Chico asking, what's the Discord link again? We'll pop a screen.
Cov.link/Discord.
A couple of other comments coming through. David Vedral says, sounds good. Can hear the chewing loud and clear.
Yeah, I just need some kind of lunch.
Yeah. Elise How you doing? It says, hello, so happy to catch you guys live. When are you going to charge us for our Aria Booster Box subscriptions? Well, if you're a first citizen subscriber, if you're a subscriber of any kind, we charge 1 to 4 weeks before something releases. The release date is September 24th. If you do the math, that means that we could charge you as soon as this Friday. And we actually implemented a thing recently that you should get an email notice when you do get charged.
Brand new. You will now get a processing email, and that will tell you have approximately 72 hours where if you need to make like an address change to that subscription order, you can.
Previously, that was not possible.
So we're improving all the time.
Those systems it's a tight ship. So there's only so much time to do stuff like that before it's too late to make that happen. But that is, you should be getting those kind of notices. So I would expect it sooner than later with something like first edition Flesh and Blood. It's just sensitive in nature. We want to make sure that everything is in order, that those get out the door on time, and that everyone gets everything squared away. Also, if you ever have a subscription and your payment fails, you will get a notice, and you will have 72 hours to fix that. But if you don't, you get kicked out of the queue.
You're gone.
Game over.
You're done forever. And worth noting, the 1 to 4 week period, a lot of people have questions about that. We can't have a guaranteed number on that because publishers don't have and distributors don't have a guaranteed this is when it's getting to you. So we have to leave ourselves a bit of a window there because we're going to react to what they tell us when it's on the way, get the tracking, and then we can move forward with our bit.
Yeah, and obviously every publisher handles themselves very differently.
Ain't that the truth, man?
When we're creating a system, that's sometimes one of the toughest parts is it would be great if there was one way it worked for all subscriptions all the time. And I would love to be in a position, and maybe we'll get there someday, where we say, it is charging this many weeks before release, and it's going to work this way every time. But we essentially have to protect ourselves and create those windows that allows us to operate based on how any of our publishing and or distribution partners decide to behave themselves.
Robert Rassler saying, greetings from Berlin. It's wonderful. I've been to Berlin. It's a great city. I enjoy myself very much.
Germany was never on my list of places to go forever. Mm-hmm. The number of positive things I've heard about Germany in the past 5 years and reasons to visit there has been high, though. Yeah. So I think that's going to have to get on my list.
Had a great interaction and experience there. Yeah, for sure. Nothing but love for all of our German friends and neighbors. What do you guys think about the spoilers over the weekend? Listen, nothing. I can't think about the spoilers or the previews at all.
You're locked into Vegas.
I only can think about Azalea and taking a deck that is not inherently great and trying to make it great. That's all I care about. You show me new Ranger card, you show me Lexi, you show me the Fire and Ice and Lightning stuff. I will uncork entirely.
Do we have Lexi in the system?
No, I don't think so. Okay. That's on me too. I didn't get that through. But
I'm not calling anybody out here.
It's Vegas. That's the only thing that I care about right now.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of blackjack on my iPhone. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I haven't.
I'm playing video blackjack.
Here's what I'll say about it. I'm very happy and excited that the talent seemingly for Aria is elemental. Yeah. Going from good and evil shadow light to more like Avatar elemental stuff. Yeah. I love it. And which I dig the universe they're building. I'm so fascinated by. I hope we get more lore books because normally you would pick one of these things. Sure. Either the main theme of your story is shadow light or elemental, or any of these other talents we might get.
Yeah, classic. True.
But it does seem like they're building kind of like, you know how Magic is almost generic fantasy. Like it's
The Gathering?
Yeah, it's like all fantasy.
Yeah. Well, you got five, essentially the five kind of elements, but it's not really, is it?
But
it's just
basically, it's like, I mean, you have everything from like dragons to you run the gamut dwarves or whatever. Yeah. And all of major fantasy themes. Anyways, it makes me feel like by the time we see all 8 talents, we may well be dealing in, because like Star Wars, right? There's the Force. Mm-hmm. Light and dark, that's
kind of an Eastern thing.
The ethos of that universe, where it feels like we have a bunch of regions that are bringing different
like mini stories on mini worlds
to the world.
Like you could have an entire lore book just for Arya, right?
Like I don't know better. I know that there's a certain contingent of Covenanteers out there who are on this path, but I'm reading the Imagineers, Covenanteers. I don't know.
Oh wow! Is that what we're gonna call it? Is everybody out there a Covenanteer? Oh my gosh!
Hello, Covenanteers.
Lamest imaginable thing. It's like I did a podcast with the duck people. What were the duck?
The quacks.
The quackalope.
The quackers.
And they're talking about the paddle and all of that, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's working for you guys.
Yeah, we aren't really ever going to do that. But the Brandon Sanderson, Cosmere, Stormlight Archive, Way of Kings stuff, all the story I'm reading is on one planet, and they have a magic system that works one way, but there are other planets that have different magic systems. It reminds me of that, where you have these different regions with different magic systems, and that gets me excited. I love elemental stuff, period, and then I also love the idea that we're going to keep seeing new magic systems.
Everybody's got a favorite element. Look at Lucas's comment. What do you think about that?
Lucas, Zach was watching Arsenal Pass, and Brendan was talking about your Bravo beating his chain and Road to Nationals. I listened to that. He had some really nice things to say about me.
What do you say about you personally?
If you don't watch Arsenal Pass, if you want to watch people that actually are good at the game, that's a good place to start.
But only the episode where they talk about you.
That's right, specifically.
Everything else.
So I didn't know this until now, well not now, but until like this week, that apparently Brendan had never lost to Bravo with chain.
No.
Like at any point.
So what'd you do differently?
I punched.
You just started attacking. Yeah.
So I think...
It turns out Chain doesn't like that.
No. If I were, now that I've played against Chain quite a bit, if I were summing up the macro viewpoint of Chain, and it's easy to measure because he gets those shackles. So it's really, typically if they get a shackle every turn, 5 turns has passed. But when you're playing a typical game, you kind of get lost in it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how many rounds did we play? No idea, honestly. But basically, it's like on 0 to 1, or 0 to 2 shackles, they'll swing damage if they can, they'll block damage if they can, and they basically want to go into 3 shackles with the right card in arsenal. And they'll put blood debt stuff on the bottom of their deck. Right. That's kind of the macro. 3 to 5 or 6, they'll still block if it's really relevant, but mostly it's just start swinging.
At some point, the husk is going.
Yeah, and at some point, you'll husk. Mm-hmm. And then by 7 or 8 or 9, they're just all gas all the time.
Yeah.
So that gives you a window where from 3 to 6, they don't want to block, but they also aren't at peak performance yet.
It's where blocking can actually let some blood debt stack up too.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing much damage. They start to take a little blood debt from stuff. And then if you can keep the heat on in that moment, that's when it gets pretty good. But that's where the husk comes in. So it buys them one of those.
They get one free turn. So ultimately, the way I've been approaching it, so I play Bravo in 2 Road to Nationals events, and that's who we're going to be talking a little bit about today and then playing against various matches. As it pertains to Chain, the recognition for me was like, I basically have to hit as hard as I possibly can from 0 to 4. And around 4 to 6, I want to start swinging hit effects that he can't just let happen.
Spinal?
Bravo has a ton of these.
Spinal
Crush.
Crush.
Spinal Crush is number 1 on the list because it just removes Go Again.
Yeah.
And if he only gets to do one thing, that's a horrible turn.
It's like a really good red in the ledger there. Yeah, you see it has a 9 on it. It's kind of what makes that
it costs
one special.
4 whole extra resources.
It's true. It's true.
Just putting that out there.
Our hit effects are almost identical. I noticed that the other day when I was looking at Guardian.
Really?
Yeah. Your crush effects and my arrow effects are essentially the same. I'm the mini fast version of you, which means no armor and lower damage, but lower cost.
Yep.
And you are the high armor, high damage version.
High cost.
High cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other notable things for me about that match particularly, and I think my Bravo is mildly more aggressive than most Bravos. And, I'm finding the line, every time I lose with Bravo, I feel like it's because I wasn't patient enough. Mm-hmm. And that's my play style. Like it's hard.
But you said you beat Chain because you attacked.
Well, I did, but I also blocked. So there was like one turn I remember
attacking and blocking.
Yeah, it's just the fundies. There was one turn where Brendan did like a 10 damage attack with a plunder run coming, and I remember him saying like, "Well, now you really got to prove whether you're going to block or not," because I've been covering up damage early. And my general strategy against Chain is just make the best trade you can on the first couple of turns.
You know what I've been saying? I think that's what I should be doing the whole game.
Best trade you can.
Yeah.
The problem about Chain though is once he's on 6 shackles, you can't make trades anymore.
It's that exponential curve.
Yeah.
He's the new, and people call him an aggro hero, man. I'm not sure. I don't think it's actually an aggro deck. I postulated this on the Discord.
Is it combo?
Well, yeah, because in the classic understanding, aggro decks almost entirely are defined by coming out of the gate and putting pressure on you so that you can't do anything that you want to do. They're just going to attack, swing out of the gate, etc. That's the way it's always been. Chain does not do that at all. What Chain's thing is, it's more like a combo deck, where if you don't stop me by turn 6 or 7, I win.
Yeah. And I'm going to get my pieces and I'm going to win.
So I've been calling it a combo deck in my own head.
And he has those giant, like 20 damage turns plus at that point consistently. But I think I play Bravo a little more aggressively than a lot of builds have it. And the reality is this. So when we're talking about Bravo, what we're really talking about is Anothos, his hammer. So this is probably the most relevant piece, which is kind of interesting because any Guardian ever is going to be able to play this hammer.
Yeah.
Cost 3. If you have 2 cards that cost 3 or more in your pitch, it gets +2.
That one.
It's a 6 damage hammer. So what that means is if you have 2 3 cost cards in your hand, let's just say like blue disable, cost 5. It's a blue. You can basically pitch 2 cards, swing for 6.
Yeah.
So Bravo can always block for 6, swing for 6.
Technically, not that great. 12 across cards, 3 the average value. It's fine.
Except for the fact that
It's just consistent.
if I do 6 and block for 6, and you do 6 and block for 6, because the average value of a card is 3, right?
You will lose. Yeah, I will lose.
Then eventually, it depends on who you are, you probably lose, because Bravo has a stack of 30 blues at some point, or however many it is, and his hammer, and he just gets to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Then you add in anything that gains him life, which he has a fair number of, and he can basically do what's called fatiguing. And some people against Chain, that's the game plan.
It was the game plan. It's
I
no
think
longer
it's
the
wrong.
game plan. It can't be. Now we've got the flock stuff showing up. We've got the including more cards in the chain decks showing up. That's not gonna happen. I honestly I feel like Chain by the end of all of this is going to get to 3 or 4 shackles and just stay there.
So the most recent iteration of Chain, which I have updated our Chain deck to this version.
Is it the flock version?
It's the flock version. So Matt Rogers built one with Flock of the Featherwalkers, and it uses that plus, obviously the normal stuff, Shadow Puppetry, and I feel like there's something else, Art of War, of course, etc. To not have to get as many shackles as early.
Yeah.
And when I played against Brendan, he did this kind of a thing. I don't think he was on Flock, but he just slow walked his chains because he knew I could fatigue him out. Like, that's one way he can lose. And I don't think it's like great odds, but it's probably 20-30%. You can just block out and hope you win.
Mm-hmm.
And don't really do anything except block.
Yeah.
And then just
block
their
out
deck
player
just kind of fails.
essentials,
Yeah.
play your blessings, hit your blessings.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you're
step 1. So anyways, he can essentially fatigue you. And his deck is actually, compared to the other decks we've looked at, relatively simple. You want to go top down for me real quick?
Yeah, sure. I want to shout out Big Jim here, though. He says, "Hello, TC. I've watched every single one of your videos, many of them multiple times. I get all pumped to play in tournaments and then get killed. Admittedly, I need to play more than I do." Yeah, you know what? Most of us get killed in tournaments.
Few things replace experience. You know what? I did pretty okay there for not having seen that.
You know what?
I can move.
That's a
hold
little
on.
brown, isn't it?
Maybe a little, yeah.
A little sepia.
Is that the new camera?
Oh, probably, yeah. It's on the... Let's...
Get down to business.
To defeat Zach Bunn.
And for anyone that's asking, I do think that this deck list is on our FabDB account.
Is that even accessible?
Or close. Yeah, it is. They fixed it. The link that I had been posting actually goes to a page that has all our decks on it.
All right, there we go. We're back in business. Let's get our faces on here.
All right. So this is what I consider my core deck. It's 45 cards, 3 copies of each of these. And there's some things in this deck that most of the Bravo decks I see get posted are not playing. I'm going to grab those really quickly. Notably, I have Command and Conquer, which a lot of Bravo decks are off
Wait a
of.
minute. Command and Conquer?
Most Bravo decks don't play it.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's a 2 cost, that's red. And Bravo also has this card, which is Disable, which is a 5 for 9, that if they take 4 or more, their arsenal card goes away in the first place. So
you can just keep churning the arsenal.
yes, I run both, and I actually run red Disable. Most people run yellow Disable. But the math on 5 for 9 with a 4 hit effect is so good.
Yeah.
Primarily because you have the tectonic play that creates a seismic surge, and it makes Disable cost 4. So then you actually have the option to dominate with Bravo if you want.
Off 2 blues.
Off 2 blues.
Yeah.
So 2 blues and a Disable in the arsenal means that you're swinging for 9 with Dominate and an effect to remove the arsenal. And that's particularly good against Chain.
Yeah.
Doesn't run a lot of defense reaction. So if they have a defense reaction down there, Command and Conquer is way better.
Yeah, sure.
Of course. But if they don't, then they're basically either, as Chain, using the Husk, which you want to have as many options as you can to bait that thing out. Or they're using a lot of cards from their hand, or they're losing the arsenal card. And they will hide some of their best cards in the arsenal like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you'll just see them sit on like an Art of
Bolton
War.
will do that stuff too, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Luminous Ascension sitting down there.
And Disable kind of can mess up their pitch math. a little bit, you know? It's like goes to the bottom, so now we've got one card I didn't want to be there on the shackle, you know?
And if you can people way smarter than me can play chain in a way where they are stacking intentionally. 4-card hands followed by 5 blood debt, 4-card hands, 6 blood debt, and so on. So that they're hitting that groove. And this obviously messes them up.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to put a card under Arsenal. Anyway, so other than that, it's all pretty standard Bravo stuff. Recent tools that I think are really helpful for the deck are Zealous Belting, red. And I've started without Muscle, which is a 3-cost, 6 damage attack that if your opponent doesn't block with a 7 or better, it has go again.
6 damage is out of fashion.
The 6 damage is good against Prism.
Yeah.
But Bravo is full of ways to block Prism. So 2 cost always has go again as long as you're pitching like an attack with look at all these 6s down here.
Why do you last ditch effort? What's this?
So that is
it a 3 block?
It's an attack that's blue that costs 3, that blocks for 3.
Right.
That fits in this deck.
Okay.
And if you go
Powers and Oathos, basically.
Yes. And if you go Fatigue,
yeah.
It's the main reason that's in there. At first I almost cut it.
Yeah.
But the main reason that card is in here is the mirror match.
Yeah.
When it's Bravo and Bravo, that can get so grindy. Mm-hmm. And then whoever hits the end of their deck first and is onto that train, it's really hard to block 2 of those in the same round.
Right. Okay.
So,
all right. I'll believe it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, well, Bravo goes Fatigue. You got 6 hammers all day, so why? Like, I would see this in Ranger, but
if someone can fatigue you as well as you can fatigue them,
yeah,
you're eventually going to get there.
Like a Snorlax battle.
Now, Katsu can also get there if he's on the defense train.
Mm-hmm. No turtle.
It's like, oh, he covered up your 6. He swings for whatever. You block, block, block. Swing for 4, block. And like it's just like.
You got this
eventually going. Yeah. Another card that's really important to at least my build of Bravo is Rouse the Ancients, and it fits right in there with Zealous Belting. This is another attack with go again. It's a 7 as long as you can reveal the right attacks, right? That's another reason I actually like Red Disable, because you have to reveal 13 worth, and it being at 9 means that cards like Last Ditch Effort also work in that scenario.
Right.
There are times when you draw Rouse the Ancients and you don't got it.
You don't
right?
have it.
That's also why Cranial Crush came back in style for me. That was out for a long time. I rarely ever will pay 6 for that attack, but it's particularly good with Rouse the Ancients. It still blocks for 3, still gets to pitch the hammer.
That's right. Yeah, this all makes sense. Now, what would you say? Somebody in the chat saying, you're increasing your risk, of course, of 3+ reds in your hand, which you've run into, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Everybody who plays this game with a collection of cards that is not exactly what they want at all times is going to have that draw where they have potatoes. Is it worth the risk?
So I don't have an answer for that. What I do know is that the minimum, at least with the way I have my sideboard and the cards I'm bringing in, the minimum number of blues I bring into a game with Bravo is 34.
Yeah.
So we're still over 50%.
Yeah.
And as long as you draw 1 blue, if you draw a red that costs 3 or more, then you can pay 1 to create a Sarge, swing the hammer for 6.
Yeah.
Which is a fine turn off of 2 cards. And then sometimes, as long as enough of your reds are 3 cost too, you can block with 1, pitch 3, swing the hammer for 6. Mm-hmm. Which is okay. Yeah. It's not ideal.
Not terrible. You can get out of it.
But you can at least do something with that. And then the sideboard, that's where a lot of the fun comes in. Someone's saying that Bravo should dominate Katsu, and I have found that to be true.
Yeah.
When I'm playing Katsus of any kind in the Road to Nationals, it's usually not even like.
Is that their worst matchup? Are they worried about it?
I don't know.
Control Katsu probably would be. Is Aggro Katsu? Can Tim get into you?
I don't know. That we have not tested.
What? You haven't played that match?
I played Ninja, but he's gotten more aggressive. Mm-hmm. And I haven't really played that match since he got super aggressive. Like, he was on Dash at the first Road to Nationals, which I was testing because I can't beat that with this deck.
Yeah, there's some that you just gotta accept, right? That's what I'm looking at with my sideboard. Yeah. I think Bravo's one of them with Azalea. It's like,
if Bravo decides to just block you, it's probably just bad.
I just don't know how I do this.
But the reality is he has the hit effects that really mess with Katsu. Mm-hmm. So Katsu on aggro has a problem with that. Because like if you send a Spinal Crush, they have to block. Yeah. And then now you get another turn where you're just swinging. And if you hit pummels or you hit disables or command and conquers, it's like it just keeps getting worse for them all the time. Yeah.
All right, this makes sense. Well, this is the core. How many cards is this in the core?
It's 45.
45. So you've got 15 slots basically that you pivot based on your sideboard. So about 30 extra cards on top of this. And you have packets of 15 that move around a little bit.
Yeah, and it just really depends. There's basically the fatigue package, which is Blessing of Deliverance, red, Sigil of Solace. If I'm on Mage Master Boots...
Yeah, so that's your turtle package.
Yeah, if I'm on Mage Master Boots, I also played 1 Tome of Faendal, and that's why it's there. Now, sometimes you have to do weird stuff like give Showtime Go Again to go get a certain card.
And with Mage Master,
you can do that, but the preference is that you just, whenever you get Tome, clear out your arsenal, put it down, and then use it.
and then you probably try not to block if you can.
Yep,
and then
gain your 5
and
off to the races. Now, if you're really good and you really set it up, you do that on a turn when the previous turn you played Showtime or Stamp Authority. Yeah. So that you actually have a 5-card hand.
You were a genius at drawing cards in the right order.
But that only nets you 1 extra life, so you have to be careful not to get trapped by Faendal. Because if it draws you, 1 extra card, it's like it blocks for 3 or it gets you 1 life from Faendal. So
yeah,
you can do the math
on that
but
one.
Also the Tome play can be a really big turn.
You get a bunch of cards.
If you put Tome in and you end up on like Crippling Crush in hand, it's like if I can see a Pummel and have the cards to play Pummel into Crippling Crush, and I gain 5 that turn,
that feels good.
That can win the game. I've had a lot of moments where that card actually just like seals it because I net my 4 or 5 health and also hit incredibly hard.
All right, yeah, I'm with it. You want to become famous? FW Batman 126 has got a question for you.
We got the Batman here.
Tim's in the house. Hey Tim. Hey, question for you, Tim. Is your Aggro Katsu deck? Are you worried about Bravo? You concerned about this about Bravo at all? Because
he beat the. So I played the Bravo Mirror in Edmund and lost that game, and then the Cullen, the guy who beat me, played Tim the next round, and Tim won that game.
Okay.
So. But Cullen's deck is more traditionally defensive than mine.
Yeah.
Like the various things I was covering. I was hitting a little harder and he was blocking a little harder, so it was a good match.
Tim's not scared. He said he beat 3 in Swiss at Edmund.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, Sir Caleb here asking, will old heroes like Bravo be good playable against new ones? 100%. I've never been more confident in the Legend Story approach of probably designing the fullness of a hero that releases maybe over 1 to 3 sets. And it staying relevant essentially forever, particularly as new generics come out. There's not a single hero right now that I would say is problematically bad. And I live in problematically bad heroes. But even Levia and Azalea have absolute game in this meta and in this environment. It's insane. The Reinhardt deck that won that Road to Nationals may as well have been pulled from Welcome to Wraith meta.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just playing all the hits, just classic Reinhardt hits. Even he was running the boneheaded barrier, and I was just so happy to see it. But it wasn't anything fancy. It was nothing. It was Blood Rush Bellow and all the attacks you'd expect.
You love to see it, right?
It's incredible.
Nothing fancy at all.
Incredible.
So then to round it out, there's just it's really pretty simple actually. So you have the life gaining fatigue version, which is really good when defense is not what's going to win you the game. Example, Sigil of Solace against Katsu. So gaining 3 from a single card is better than blocking a lot of times.
Sure.
Because you can't block 2 Kodachis with 1 card.
Right.
But you can gain 3 and be up a health and take the 2 from the Kodachis.
That's a good way of thinking of it. Alex is in the chat, I think. So Alex was talking to me about Sigil of Solace on Katsu, and he was thinking about earning them in Dorinthia for this reason. But getting down to that last moment where, everyone's got 1 or 2 health and you're on Kodachi lock, Sigil and Kodachi lock means Ninja is always going to be in an advantage in that situation because they're sending a blue. 1 card can send two 1-cost attack, 1 damage attacks. Mm-hmm. So if you can't take 1 damage, you've got to block 2 out of hand, and now you only have 2 cards to try to make them block with 3, or they get a bigger offense. But if you play Sigil in response to that first Kodachi, it essentially soaks up both of them. You still have 1 life that you've gained, and you get to hit back without losing cards.
Yeah.
So that is actually a really cool purpose for that card being in a deck.
Yeah, and a lot of times when I have it, there'll be turns where you use your whole hand, and then you can put it in Arsenal. And my favorite thing is when they send a Command and Conquer thinking they're going to put pressure on you, and they were like, gain 3. And then it's like, I'll take 6. I took 3 and your turn's over.
Yeah, I had one. It was even better. You do the same thing, but you got Feigned Death down there.
Oh, my goodness.
Plunder Run, Command and Conquer after like a Kodachi hit.
And they just...
you block 9 for nothing. And you don't even get the card.
There's some moments that keep us coming back to this game, and those are it.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot on the life gain train, something I'm testing out currently is Heart of Faendal, which hasn't been in my deck literally in either tournament. But it is a blue that when you pitch, if you have less life, you gain a life. So in the Bravo match particularly, that can be very useful.
You could play it in this matchup or sell it online for $16 million.
It's not cold foil, so
okay, never mind.
It's just one of those
Might go to
hundreds of dollar
Disneyland
things. And then past that point, there's literally a couple of tool sets specifically. So I have blue and red unmovables.
Blue and red. Good.
That's obviously goes in certain places, like Dorenthia as a good example. Hates those big defense reactions. Azalea doesn't like them either. I also have the small defense reactions, Fate for Staying Sink Below on red. I play those in chain. Just being able to cover up his swords. He has a lot of 4 damage attacks with a single card and do filtering is really, really efficient.
I'm glad you're doing that. See, I'm going to do that as well.
I have my... this is my new tech since last time I lost at a Road to Nationals in the cut, which is I'm running, some of this is new, some's not. One, Remembrance. That's, again, in the fatigue match. Mostly, though, it's a yellow card that I want to play.
Prism. Yeah.
Prism. So I got 2 yellow disable, 2 righteous cleansing. And essentially, I put all of those in against Prism. The cleansings and the yellow disables block really well against Prism. But then also they're just yellows. So you have to have yellows to get rid of library.
Because on your top 8 game, library first turn from Prism, and you could do essentially nothing about it.
Yeah, you can see from the cards out here, if you take... I had 2 righteous cleansing, so I had these. But if you look at the number of yellows on the table right now...
Yeah, not many.
It's very low.
Not many.
So I can either take advantage of library or get rid of it effectively. It was actually really horrible.
Why are you running a movable over staunch response?
Because it's a 3 cost.
Yeah. To pitch for the hammer?
Yeah.
That's the way you got to take it. People saying staunch in that slot, you could.
So
but if you got to pitch this for the hammer, then you get your 6.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about unmovable a lot of times is that you don't always draw it when you want it. I'll tell you that much. And sometimes you don't want to spend it to block an attack or whatever it is.
Yeah, and you got 5 coming at you or whatever.
So if you end up with this in hand, and you don't need it on defense, its ability to turn into offense on the hammer is really relevant.
Cool.
Yeah. And most of the time, if you look at this deck, if you pay 2 for staunch, you have a floating resource anyway.
Yeah, you're doing nothing.
And staunch is 2 for, and you can flex to pay extra to make it even bigger. But most of the time, if I'm playing either of these cards, it's fine.
Sure.
Like it.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a choice you got to make. So this is a little more aggro, then staunch should be a little more defensive.
Yeah. And then other just random tech pieces. I run 1 Mangle against the right matchups. Chain is a good example. Viscerae, Dorenthia, any armor they block with.
Yeah.
Having 1 means I can show time to go get it, show you that I have it. Sometimes I'll put a card in Arsenal and this isn't even it.
Yeah.
Just to make you think it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can just snipe the Brave Forge Bracers or something, and even if you pitch this early and show them that you have it, they have to think about blocking with that stuff. Like Viscerae on Bloodsheath Skeleton. If he blocks with it once and he's not prepared to immediately use it.
That Courage Blade Hold, the same thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I snapped a Courage in Texas exactly with that card.
Beautiful.
Which feels great. And then a Stamp Authority and Blue Pummel. 2 copies of each. It's just very certain matchup cards, right? Bolton and Chain hate losing cards. So 2 extra copies of Pummel. They're blue because I just need the hit effect.
Yeah.
And then they fit into my blue curve when I'm playing my big attacks.
Why is there a reason you're going red here instead of having the blue main?
Because +4 is amazing.
Because the number on it?
Yeah. So the
Do people perfect block out these crushes though?
Sometimes they don't really have a choice. So like as an example, if you Command and Conquer, if they block you for 9, you don't pummel because they lost 3 cards anyway. If they block you for 2 and you go up to 10, they take 4, lose a card from hand, and lost the card in Arsenal. So the +4 is just very relevant.
Just damage.
Yeah, and
basically.
It's basically like if you have a hit effect, you absolutely have to make happen. Like when you're Spinal Crushing on 5 Shackles against Chain, if he husks and blocks with a card, like you just
That's
gotta
exactly it, really, because he can perfect block out the crush because he's on 6 and 1 card from hand is going to make your 9 defense there. So Pummel gives you the crush effect.
Yeah,
that's very relevant. Yeah.
But I'm still testing and tweaking around the outside. But the core hasn't changed really since Texas, and it's gone well for me. I do get the point. One of the cards I don't run that a lot of people do run is Towering Titan. I hate that card. I love that card, but the basic problem for me with that card. Let's talk about this for a second. And it's probably it's the more defensive card. It's a blue, costs 3 or more, it blocks for 3. All that's fine. But essentially, to play it, you have to have 3 blues in hand. which means that you had it plus 3 blues. So you either blocked with 1 card and had it in arsenal, or you blocked with none. So you take a turn to the face, step 1. Then you play it, so then you don't put any pressure on whatsoever. And then the next turn, your opponent has a turn where they didn't have any pressure, and they get a swing at you. And for you to use Towering Titan, you then have to swing with a Guardian attack.
It doesn't make any sense.
So then you have to probably at least not block with 3 cards again. And you want to dominate it if you're going to go to the trouble of giving it plus whatever. Or maybe not. Maybe you just let it fly. But you essentially take 3 down turns to play Towering Titan.
Yeah.
And for plus 8, I just can't do that math.
Steven's saying it might be good as a sideboard into dash. If you can't win that dash matchup, I mean, you got to do a bunch of damage at once and dominate it and get around all the reactions and stuff.
If anyone playing Bravo thinks that's true, yeah, I'm with Arsenal Pass here. Good to see it.
It's always. It looks like it's just a dash thing.
Yeah.
So if you think there's going to be dash in the meta, and we know that Bravo can't win otherwise, you got to go.
Yeah, you just got to do it.
It's like having to have those increased attentions in my sideboard.
But even with Towering Titans in, I'm curious what any Bravo players' win percentage against dash is. That's something I still haven't solved. I think that's just a tough match.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice that pie.
Nobody really has an easy. Who has an easy dash matchup? Brute doesn't even have it easy. I mean, they have Arc Smash, but
I don't know. I think Chain likes dash.
Probably.
Because
control this. Yeah, cool. What do you want to do? You want to play Bravo against this? You want me to play Bravo?
I don't care. I played a lot of Bravo, so
I want to play that Bravo deck.
All right.
I'm just curious what it. I've never played Bravo before,
I
so I feel like it would help me win.
Here's
more.
this. I can tell you some sideboard stuff. So I want to play this Chain deck with the Flock because I genuinely want to see how that goes.
Okay, and then I want to show you guys what we're working on here just to get a full appreciation for the brain space behind these products. So we've got the final protos of the boards, and they're looking fly. You see them with the light on. We actually have it where there's not like strong direct light coming onto the table, so we don't have as much glare. But you can see them as we make it happen. Got a battle-worn look to them, have a nice shine to them. Beautiful designs come through really well. So we're very happy with these. These hold your life totals, obviously. And you can use these, they're not going to play pen and paper in an official tournament. I was using them in addition to pen and paper when we were testing last week. It was really helpful for me to track the health in a way that I could kind of readily materially appreciate, like how many dice are missing. But then also, so we're designing this to be used with a 12 millimeter D6 brick. This was the vast majority of people we saw at the early calling events. I guess it was last year when I was watching videos. Most everybody was taking these, and these are readily available. Tons of different variations, colors, etc. So we wanted to design around this because it's just so useful for the game, tracking various effects, etc. But check this out. You take that top row of dice out, and you've got more than enough space for your entire token set and your dice. So it's just so nice. This fits in your deck box, so this is card sized, right? Same size as a card. This is the benefit of actually like testing and playing the things that you're making. So that fits right in your deck box, so that goes away. Then all of your tokens go into your dice brick, and you've done it. You're traveling with your tokens, so. That's coming to a teamcovenant.com store near you.
Yeah, right.
In any amount of time, we'll see when the actual delivery comes in.
Ryan, when can we buy? As soon as they're done being made.
Yeah, so they're in full production right now here in Tulsa. We just are waiting on that delivery. All the products are built on our store. We're just waiting to publish them. It's all ready to go.
Then we'll be off to the races. So let me pull up my sideboard.
And the demon scream you're hearing in the background is some fervent taping going on. We are officially a retail space, so we're making packages for lovely people like all of you.
Like you do. Okay, so in the Chain matchup with Bravo, here's what I'm doing. I'm revealing my secrets to the world. It's both, as I mentioned earlier, the cheap defense reactions. I do run one Mangle. You can get cheeky and get rid of their gloves, specifically. And I'm not heavy. Heavy. Blessing times 2, Sigil times 3.
You're still going long as needed, yeah?
Yes. Yes, but not you can't fatigue in the same way.
You're playing sigil. You're trying to buy 1 turn, maybe 2 turns.
So like if you see the sigils early, it's great.
Play them.
If you see it late, not as great.
Well, it's kind of the beautiful thing about sigil. You know, it's always 3.
It is always 3.
But I guess if you're drawing them when you need to be putting gasoline on the fire,
Yeah,
they're not a gas card.
but
They're
like
a cruise control card.
if you turn 1, and I'm on boots in this match.
I'm on boots.
If you turn 1, let me
I'm on boots.
draw them. It's obviously super fantastic.
Take care, Obsidian. Good to see you.
All right, there's your 15.
That's the going out or coming in.
That's the going in. There's the stack I would play if I were you.
Okay. Well, I'm more informed to make this choice than you are, so I'm going to do my own thing, okay?
You can do whatever you want. So I'm playing the Matt Rogers version of Chain with the Flock of the Featherwalkers, and the hope here, I think, I'm going to need to play it at least once or twice, is that I can not shackle as early as often so that you can't just fatigue me. That's kind of the point, I think.
Yeah.
Is finding ways to sit on 2 or 3 shackles and have really good turns. And then when you're ready, go to 4 or 5 and start pumping.
And just don't be afraid to use those snaps. I know that's a common thing that I watched that video, and he was very much like, if you got the snaps turn, snap it whenever.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you just create that tempo quickly.
that's what the kids call it, tempo these days.
They sure do.
Some of us call it momentum. I just call it good old-fashioned game playing. Am I ahead or behind?
Couldn't tell you. Thank you. Thank you.
I think 1 set of tokens can pretty well cover 2 people. But
That's
don't
nice.
tell people that because we need them to buy 1 each.
Otherwise, it'll be a complete failure.
Otherwise,
We'll
it's
never
just
do
not
anything
gonna
with
make
Flesh and
enough
Blood
money.
again.
Yeah, that's right.
And I do understand. So this version is on Ebb and Fold over Arcanine Skullcap. So the ability to pay 1, banish a card, and if it's a shadow card, draw. So you put like a Bounty Demigod and Banish Zone, or a Shadow of Ursa, and then get a card back off of a blue. That lets him turn some 1-2 card hands into actual gold.
Some of them are running Skullcap.
That's
what
what
you said,
people
yeah?
were running before.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever played this year.
Okay. All right. Like Eviscerate.
Yeah,
talk
like
in the
combo
chat.
about OTK or not. I'm with Steven on this one, not you, but Steven in the chat, which is I think OTK / Sonata is perfectly fine, but banking your entire game on that happening,
Isn't that kind of like bringing Kano to an event?
at least
Sometimes it will go off, but sometimes it won't.
I think there's a way to play Kano that's just really aggressive.
You talking about your Scar Life thing?
Sure, I love that, but even that is just like not like, hey, I need some mega combo, but like I'm just gonna put 7 to 10 arcane damage on the board consistently. And if people are on 1 arcane damage, Kano can get crazy real quick.
Yeah.
When they were on 3 consistently and they sideboard out and okay, now I'm playing Kano, I go pay for it. It's a lot harder to pull his tricks off. But like I'm not even on any now. There's none here. Look at that. So Kano would just all right, hit me.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way that Husk is getting banned.
Nope.
I will say I would like it better if it was Levia only. Levia specialization. It just feels more Levia than it does Chain, you know?
Yeah. He doesn't look like a Husk kind of guy.
No. He's like light and airy. He's like the Azalea to Bravo of the Levia to Chain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, I don't think cards. I would be shocked if they rotate out Husk. Genuinely
Yeah.
shocked. Will Chain rotate out? Probably.
Yeah, eventually.
He's stacking up points right now. I think it's like I don't know how the new system works. I just know if he wins a lot at things, he'll eventually go away.
Yeah, that's true. It could take a year or 2, but he will not win.
Make your bold prediction. Come on.
I made the bold prediction, man. I don't think there's a Chain in the top 8 at the Calling
In Vegas?
in Vegas.
Yeah.
Not a single one.
I would love that.
What do you want to bet on it? The gold tunic I'm going to win?
How does that even work?
I'll know because I will take 1 slot with Azalea. You'll take 1 slot with probably Bravo, maybe. I don't know who you might pivot to something.
It's either Bravo or Visceray.
Okay, you take a Visceray slot. I'll take an Azalea slot. We'll have
keep
a
things
Kano
spicy
slot for sure because somebody's going to get in.
It's the Arcane Rising top 8, and the rest will be Dash.
The rest will be Control Dash 5.
SoCal Casual Gaming, the tokens will be separate from the board.
Yeah.
But we're wanting to make them both available at the same time for anyone who wants to order those together.
Yeah, so we'll sell the board, we'll sell the tokens, and we'll have one set of these dice, the Chessex bricks, that just go well with the board. These black opaque dice are a really good match for the board. And then if you want to, that way if you want to buy your own dice or you have your own dice that you like, you can use those instead.
Like as Steven noted, beautiful green dice.
Yeah. Just green. There's really there's not even an adjective for it. They're just green.
They are explicitly green. That's what I signed up for.
So, that'd be awesome if you came to Vegas. Say hi. Anybody say hi,
I don't know where you put that stuff. So
headphones are in. I'm on my
I have 2 of these Surge tokens, and then, because you basically have to have one you create, and then at the start of the turn, if one pops, and then you create another one, this is still technically there.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I remember the words that you always say when we play.
Yeah, but now you're going to understand it.
But I'm going to try to...
This is, when it comes to testing, I highly recommend this, which is play with the decks that you're not used to playing. It's very useful, particularly if you have friends that are decent at the game. Have them play the deck you're playing. Like, apparently, Tim watching you play his Katsu deck was both humorous to him and also revealing.
Good.
To either make you more or less confident about some of the decisions you're making.
Because I did some things, I'm sure, that were just way better than he was ever imagining.
That's right. He was blown away at your ninja skills.
He was blown away. I'm going to put this up here, and I'm going to put these over here.
Even, Steven?
Just for stream reasons. Yeah.
It's even.
Bravo goes first, right? Dominate, etc.
Well, he's got Dominate, or he's got, like, create a Surge, play Showtime, put a card in Arsenal. So, that's good. Yeah. Or Sigil of Solace, and also getting those defensive reactions in Arsenal. It's all just gravy. Meanwhile, my new rule is my first hand is blank. Just blank.
Joel's saying if half the field is chain, no way he's not on the top 8 statistics. Well, that's not technically how they work, but I think that if half the field is chain and everybody has been testing the entire time against
the
chain,
other half.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's showing up with the deck in Vegas that they don't think they can reliably beat chain with.
Right. So that's the question. Either chain has a pivot like Flock that nobody's ready for in Vegas and it puts it over the edge, or it's literally the one thing that everybody's prepared for, and if they can't beat it, even with all that preparation, then it's a problem.
Yeah, but then he wins, and then he gets a bunch of points, and then he goes away at some point.
Yeah. Especially once you get to day 2, right? So like a decent bit of chain might get them, then by the time, then everybody on day 2 knows exactly what to do against chain. Could be that chains all play chain, and that's the statistics argument, that if enough chains will play enough chains, that chains will win, in that whole situation. What
that really means, though, is that if the odds even carry over, it's like, let's say the top 64 that make it to day 2, half are chain. Then you have to ask the question, can the 32 players that are there that aren't playing chain reliably beat chain? And the only way chain makes it in the cut in that case is if chains play chains, and that's how they squeak in.
Chains play chains.
But across 4 rounds, it's not, I don't think it's statistically unlikely that he wouldn't make the cut, even if he's half the field. What up, Van?
Oh man, this is great. These cards are good. Okay, cool. I'll bet somebody out there has a deck that reliably is beating chain.
I agree,
for sure. Okay. We want to make a boot.
Chest.
So ultimately, okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Sigil of Solace here.
Red. Okay.
Start
still
that
in
up.
action.
3. We still got an action.
Yeah, it's a great place to start. Agreed. Thanks, Van.
Then I'm going to scare you. What's the best attack against chain early? If you could choose, like with a Showtime.
Depends on what's in your hand, but sometimes I go get a blue with Showtime. Like I'll get the blue 8 damage attack, Cranial Crush, in the event that I draw Rouse the Ancients. So it's both the blue if I end up needing the resource, or it's an 8 to contribute to my Rouse the Ancients play.
All right, here's what we got. Double Showtime and Blue Pummel.
Okay.
And there's a piece of me that wants to pitch, play the showtime, go get something, put it in the arsenal, hold the pummel. There's a piece of me that wants to put the pummel onto a seismic surge, and then also swing the hammer for, well, it's a 3, so I couldn't swing the hammer. That's awkward math.
So I think what I would do is pitch the either of these to play this.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely happening.
I would pitch the other one of these to place to get a seismic surge counter. The attack that I go get, I would put in arsenal.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so you just surge and you don't get the. So what attack would you put in arsenal? That was the.
Yeah. Sigil plus showtime, opening hand, get out.
Hey man, I'm a Bravo player.
So create the surge first.
Right, because it doesn't have go again.
It doesn't have go again, right?
Okay, so pitch the pummel. We'll put 2 floaters, and we'll create a seismic surge.
All right, and then you pitch the other showtime to play showtime.
And we pitch showtime, play showtime.
Opening.
2 continues to.
Yeah. So then it's early.
It's
so
early.
You don't
really want the crippling or anything like that, right?
You don't want to. Well, crippling's fine.
It's always not bad, is it?
Yeah. Especially because you're gonna have an extra card and a -1 discount. Crippling's a pretty good choice.
Does it scare you?
You don't want to waste a Spinal Crush here.
You don't want to CNC probably.
My money. And 11's big enough that like
you could rouse to try to get some damage on the board.
Only Guardian attacks.
Oof.
Yeah. Otherwise, Command and Conquer is also a good option here.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, let's do crippling.
I think crippling's good.
Let's play classic Bravo here. All right, that's going into the arsenal.
Yeah. You're trying to just get me to bait that husk out.
Yeah.
Because by the time you're Spinal Crushing, you want to not have that around.
Okay. Cool.
That's a great opening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't feel great. You're at 43 health with 9 armor, and you're gonna have a 5-card hand with an arsenal card with a -1 discount going into turn 2.
This is what it feels like with Azalea turn 1 most of the time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Do you need to calculate your pitch stuff?
No.
Yeah.
I put the. No.
No.
At this point, no. You're probably gonna play another Showtime at some point, and then it won't matter.
Okay, so I don't have the card until the beginning of my action phase.
Right. Okie dokie.
Jiminy Rickett, we're not doing any fancy discussion about the previews just yet. We're still all eyes on Vegas right now, but yeah, cards look cool. Look very good. It's a good theme. It's a good time for it. I just can't believe we're at the end of a set and the meta is still so incredibly fluid.
Yeah. It's wild. It's kind of interesting.
Do you want to just like hands up it? Do you want to just look at it? That would be helpful for people. I mean, I don't have any grand strategies that I'm concerned about, but anytime you want to just show your hand, please do.
All right. Let's
it's helpful.
Use Shadowverser to create a rune chant. Then let's get a shackle.
You need a shackle token?
Got it.
Just put it on chain, yeah.
Okay. Then I will pay 1 for a Vexing Malice. 2 arcane damage coming at you, and then a 1 damage attack, and it has go again.
You have 1 Nora, yeah, so I can block 1 if I want to.
Yeah, and Rune Chant pops. So 3 arcane damage technically coming at you. A 1 and a 2.
1 and a 2, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way you block that, right?
Nah, I mean, it depends on what you have in your hand, but if you can pull off a Crippling Crush, Pummel is going to be the most gangster thing you can do right here.
It would be gangster.
And you're going to get to draw a card. So you may draw into it. Even if you don't have the Pummel, if you have the resources to do both of those things, I wouldn't waste it.
Let me show the people what we've got.
Oh my goodness, he's got the Pummel.
But reds.
Yeah, so you hope that you see another blue.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, you need 8 resources, which you have, exactly.
Yeah. 7, 8. Pummel, boom.
It's crazy.
So I'm not gonna waste a block here. So I'm gonna take 3 arcane damage.
Then a 1 damage attack.
And then 1 damage, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now catch me if I'm being too rangery, because I just never block really. So I need to get into the Bravo zone.
Yeah, you're doing just fine. And then I will literally pay 2 and swing the sword for 1.
And I'm not blocking anything. I mean, that's not a terrible block, but I'm not wasting a 2 on it.
I think it's fine. You take 1, and then I get a rune chain.
Yeah. Okay. Beginning of the turn, draw. It's a blue.
Welcome to the game.
All right, beginning of the action phase, Seismic Sarge is going to pop.
Yeah, Showtime technically pops when you do the card.
Showtime pops and draws me a card. Let me discard it over there.
It's just working, like, ideally. It's awesome to see.
Zach, you know, sometimes you just need the right pilot.
I went in Edmond. I went first 1 time in the first 6 rounds. And in the cut, I went second. So out of 7 games, I went first once. I actually lost that game. But that's amazingly not great for Bravo.
All right, how about we pitch 2 blues? Use the Skullbone Crosser app. Play a Crippling Crush for 11. So it has a crush effect. If it deals 4 or more damage, discard 2 random cards.
Really?
Now you better make sure I don't have a pummel here, you know. I got 3 cards in here. You got to be sweating, right?
No, not.
Because you can't do anything. Like, what do you do differently, right?
You just take it. 2 random cards, eh? I think I do this.
Dumping?
That's going to feel really good for you. So I'm going to not assume you can.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to block for 9.
Yeah. Because the other option is what? Like Husk, block for 9. Like, there's no winning. I mean, Husk and block 6.
I can block for 15 to keep this card in my hand.
You could block for Husk and 2 cards, and the crush effect wouldn't trigger. 12 on a 15? You take 3 and no crush effect.
But then I still have to discard it. So I get down to 1 card, and I lose my Husk.
That's right.
And I'm on 1 more damage each round.
Yeah,
but at
that's
this
definitely
point,
not right, but you could do
at this point, I could take 2 if I block 9.
Yeah.
And then if you don't do anything else, I just take 2.
Yeah.
But to get this card gone, you're also going to have to spend 2 more cards. And in which case, I take 6 damage, and that's not the end of the world.
All right. Well, here comes the pummel.
Yeah. So then you spent 3 more cards.
15 coming at you. Any reactions?
No, I'll pass.
All right. So you're going to take 6 damage.
And then I'll discard a card.
Discard a card. But I don't have an arsenal, you know, so...
Puck, sure. The store is called Edmond Unplugged. It's a great store in Edmond. It does have a bar. It's a long store with lots of tables. I think you can probably find pictures of it online. Yeah, and that's the thing with the pummel. And 99% of the time I think this is true, which is if you overblock it, you better have, like, the turn that you overblock it better be super good. Otherwise, like in that case, you just arsenal it, and then you're literally, based on what you had, it's like next round off of 2 blues or a blue and a red, it's Command and Conquer with pummel.
Right.
It's like, if I overblock, you don't have to do anything.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you really nothing, no winning there.
Because like if I went up to 15 with the Husk, you actually don't pummel.
Reactions are great.
Yeah, turns out.
Yeah.
So I'll just shackle 1, Unhallowed Rites. I'll pass. Take a blood debt.
See, this is what winning feels like.
Yep, welcome to Bravo Town. Now, I got you committing to play Azalea right before I let you play Bravo for the first time.
Hey, people were saying Azalea is not very good in the chat. What do you think? You played against it a lot. Give me the honest assessment.
I think it's way harder to play than almost any deck in Flesh and Blood.
And I keep talking.
I think it's much better than people give it credit for. I also think it's huge advantage for being a deck that people are not practicing against. Yeah. We played yesterday's Bravo. I played Azalea a million times. And I made like 4. I made a sideboard mistake. I made play mistakes. It's just like, because that's not what people are locked into. So I think it's tier 1.5.
Just, keep singing, man.
I don't think you should underestimate her if you get paired against her in Vegas.
So I've got an idea. I've got an idea of what I should do here, and let's see if I'm right.
I like it. It's like a trivia show.
Hey,
Dan, next Fab tournament, we're both going to Vegas in a couple weeks.
I figured out how the game works framework-wise. You see it in the Discord this morning? I understand the rules because we're going to do that video of the breakdown.
I avoid frameworks of all kinds.
Here, I'll do it. I'm going to announce the card. It's Spinal Crush.
Yeah, gotta play home.
Now I got to pay the cost. There's no triggered effects here, so I'm going to pay the cost.
I'm into Shackle last.
Yeah, of course.
Don't worry about that.
I've got one floating. So now this becomes...
I didn't. I'm playing Bravo. I'm playing the
Bravo.
Flock.
Yeah, you're playing the Flock. You're Matt Rogers over there. So now this is now paid for, which means it's layer number 1 on the chain. Now, if anything triggers off of paying or announcing a card, it would go on the chain up top. So that's what happens sometimes with Eye of Ophidia, those kinds of things can happen. So Spinal Crush is now layer number 1. Now there's a priority window before we actually resolve this puppy.
Now, I don't mean to get up in your business, but if you're going to have one floating resource, did you mean to create a surge?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have go again yet. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I just didn't know the right order.
Yeah.
I thought it was very clever that I could figure out how to do the math.
Sometimes it might make sense, but with one floating, there's nothing I can imagine you have in your hand that you would want to not create that surge way.
So now this is layer 1. Mm-hmm. It wants to resolve.
It sure does.
We can stack layers beyond it, so I could play stuff here that don't consume action points, instants, etc. I'm going to pass. You're going to pass. This is now resolving as layer 1. It goes to the defense step.
I will allow it.
Right on.
Oh, man, it's annoying. Let's go.
You ever use this Crater Fist for anything but beef?
So if you block the second time, it goes away because it's got tempera.
Yeah.
I have used it to give +2 to a single attack. I'll put like a red in Arsenal that I want, and then I'll have 4 blues, and they won't attack me.
Yeah.
And it's like dominate, surge, +2, swing the attack. So it can be relevant.
Okay.
But it's like 1 in 30 games. Let's block this for 7.
7. All right. Take 2. Arsenal. Pass. Great name for a podcast.
Yeah. Anyone out there listening, that's a free idea for you.
Yeah, whoever could capitalize on Arsenal Pass as a name of a podcast or something, that would be very smart if you had that.
All right, Shackle time. Oh, there's a Shadow Verser. Just can't miss. Well, let's do it. I'm going to play a Shadow Verser, banishing a blue Seeds of Agony. 2 damage with Go Again coming at you.
All right, give me a second to work this hand out.
Yep.
Nobody blocks a Shadow Verser before we go there,
Never.
but I just want to see what I can do.
Yeah, there's no point at any point ever.
So is this next Guardian? Okay. Next Guardian attack there.
You're going to start trying to convince me to play Bravo in Vegas after this day.
You know what? Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, 2?
Mm-hmm.
You got me.
Okay.
Pass defense. Reactions, pass, go.
How proud we are about that. And a Rune Chant. My bad. If that changes anything.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Except for our scores. Let's play Blue Seeds. Get it out of here. We will Shackle. Then I'll pitch to do a red on Hallowed Rites. This isn't trigger, but it clears the chain. And I will choose to put that Seeds, I think. The yellow Seeds on the bottom of my deck because of Unhallowed Rite. 4 damage coming in.
Blocking for 4.
No cards in hand. No resources.
No cards in hand. Okay, that changes everything. That's interesting. Okay, you got no cards in hand, so there's no funny business here. I had both a disable and a CNC option. And now neither of them looks good.
Yep.
So I kind of just want to block it.
And swing that hammer.
No one. But
now, chain doesn't want to block, so like a disable for 9 is still fine.
Yeah.
Still just fine.
It's just the math. I mean, it's the same math, ultimately. It's just whether I want to do damage or not take damage. Man, great questions. Game's good.
Probably not as straightforward as he seems,
The
eh?
game is good. These are attack action cards only. Okay. So 9 or 6. Hammer in the zone there. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna block with this disable.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you what I'm talking
Take
about.
one.
Take one.
It's just math.
It's all just math, isn't it? Okay. Then we're gonna pitch a blue to create a seismic surge. This is gonna pop. I'm gonna create a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got 2 floating from the surge. Then we're gonna pay 2 for Zealous Belting.
There it is.
This guy's higher, so it has go again 5.
That's why that card's so good.
It's great. I see it.
Yep. There it is. I'm gonna use my. Just kidding. No black. Take 5.
Taking 5. Okay. And then I'm gonna pitch and swing the hammer for 6.
Don't you love it? Zealous into hammer is just and a surge is classic.
I'm a zealous hammer.
Look at all that value.
I'm a zealous carpenter.
Just straight value.
The value.
All right.
And if you think about that 4-card hand, right? The value there, I'm looking at literally 11 plus the 3 that I block with, so 14 out of that hand, and I didn't have to use my arsenal.
Yeah.
So I found a way to make more than 3 units of value per card, which is really what you have to do in this game.
I'll block
It's not
for 6.
easy, depending on what you're playing. You're blocking the hammer.
Yeah.
Fool.
Now that I know what you're doing. All right, 2 shackles.
Like you didn't know earlier.
Riftbind. Seeds of Agony yellow. Both yellow. For this count at home. All right, let's party. We have finally arrived. Yellow seeds. Shackle. Pitch a blue. Play a Riftbind. Come in for 3 damage and 1 arcane damage. 2 resources flood.
Alright. Give old Steven a second. How much for arcanes coming in here?
1. There you go.
I'm not blocking 1 arcane.
Alright.
Unless you have stuff in the thing that makes
don't.
it.
I
You
sure
don't have
don't.
any of the bounding or the...
Then you got a 3 damage attack coming at you with go again.
3 damage with go again. And you're sitting on 2, so you're swinging the sword, you're playing a CNC. Those are the 2 options that we have.
That is absolutely one of those 2 is happening.
So my plan, if you do the CNC, I'm probably going to fridge up on that.
That is the time.
And then if you don't, okay, I've got options both ways.
Yeah. Just remember, I have less health than you, so you only have so much fridge.
That won't be I won't use that part of the fridge. The 3, Zach, I will not be blocking.
Okay. Take it.
See, your deck is more aggressive.
Pay 2, it is. See, it's tempting, isn't it? Swing
Yeah.
for 4 with the sword.
All right, I pass normal defense, and I'm going to react
You
unless
got
you
it.
have it.
There it is. It's built for this moment. What's that in arsenal?
And let's see. Yep. That's all I need there.
I like the monkey and Aladdin.
So Nephilim saying I would have been greedy with that Bravo hand. Zealous Belting into Disable. It's a good question. So it's the same amount of units of damage. You can play the Disable for 9, or you can block for 3 and swing the hammer for 6. So it's 9 either direction.
Yep.
So do you take the 3 up, or do you take the 3 on defense? Like, what's the better idea? Do you want to get more damage on chain now, or do you want to take less damage maybe by a turn? I don't know. I'm a big city Bravo or Azalea player. I don't know anything about those. Pitch
I mean,
to make a sergeant.
so your choices were Zealous into Belting for 14.
Zealous into hammer, or Zealous into disable. But if I Zealous into hammer,
It's 14
I block
either way.
3.
Yeah.
Either way, it's the same amount of numbers.
Yeah.
Created that surge moment there. And then I'm just going to CNC.
It's CNC.
And it is dynamite.
It's a tough question.
You know, I don't. You're talking about force the husk out. I don't think. I mean, it just goes both ways. Husk earlier or buying a turn later. It's a good question. I don't know the answer. If we we'll look at the numbers at the end of it and see if there was a right choice. Well, the thing is, you can always not block, right? That's the argument we were talking about with Dominate the other day. It's like, always dominate if it's free. Always. Yeah. People will say, like, talked about Azalea, had some moments where we were like, I don't want to dominate it because I want to clear their hand. And it's like, well, if it's better for them to have a hand here, they just won't block the attack anyway.
Yeah.
So you may as well make them inefficient if they have a bunch of defending cards.
This could be a mistake. I'm going to husk.
Husking there.
Yeah.
I'm going to pummel that.
Oh, son of a gun.
So, I don't know what that
Double
means.
dog dare me. It's horrible. Red Plunder Run gone. I have to discard a card.
Yeah, and take 4 off the top, too, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, of course. That's just the worst of all worlds. I knew it was a mistake. I could feel it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Let's get rid of the other Plunder Run. I had a crazy turn this turn if I don't.
Well, that's why this Bravo deck is just so good. You know, it's just the best deck in the meta.
Right, let's look at 3 shackles.
He designed this thing anyway.
Yellow seeds, blue seeds, and a Riftbind. Interesting.
You know, I'm going to do some weird stuff next turn. These hands are fun.
Welcome to Not Ranger.
These hands are, yeah, it's like, I can play this out of my hand. I just play the cards.
Woo. All right. Shadow Puppetry. Double Seeds. Yeah, right. Let's go. Riftbind yellow. It's at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has go again. If it hits, I can look at the top card of my deck and I may banish it.
You're really using those flocks well. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, just resources for one.
All right, any seeds trigger? Any seeds moments there?
Yeah, 1 triggers. The blue one hasn't triggered yet.
All right. You got nothing that I need to care about. You got 1 card in hand. So we'll take 1. Ruin.
Just for you. That's a great deck because you build it yourself.
Oh, boy. Zach, I know exactly what you're saying now. You just want to keep slapping.
Right? It's crazy.
You've only got 1 card in hand. I mean, how bad could it be? You're just going to swing the blade.
I'm really glad that you're seeing this deck. I think on 0 to 4 shackles, you're slapping.
I'm going to slap to my heart's content then. I'm not going to block anything, so I'm going to take 6.
Okay.
Cool.
Also, getting under my armor is great because you can use your helmet up.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
It's the genius play, really.
All right, and then I got to make a choice. Oh, yeah. It hits, so I'll trigger this.
Banish it. Banish that Art of War.
Won't banish it. We'll leave it. Then I'll pass.
All right, I got something tasty.
I'll shackle, then I'll pass.
You're going to hate it.
I've no doubts.
I'm looking at the numbers, and it seems fun.
Great. GD, you can't dominate Command and Conquer.
Okay, I'm going to announce, first of all, Seismic Sarge is going to pop.
Yeah.
Keep that around. I'm going to announce Arouse the Ancients. I'm going to pay for it with a Crush the Weak.
So good, right?
I'm going to show you 15.
What do you got? Spinal Crush and Debilitate.
And Debilitate,
All
yeah.
right, so you're coming at me with a hammer after this.
I was thinking about playing the Debilitate for 3.
Oh.
I can't.
Yeah. 7 to go again, eh?
Yeah.
I guess that'll work. No block.
Okay, 7.
All right, I took 1 from Blood Deck.
That's right. And then I'll pitch, swing the hammer for 6.
I take 6.
And then I get this Red Spinal Crush at the perfect time to throw this in Arsenal.
Absolutely.
It's exactly what you want right here.
100%, yeah.
If I can land that next turn, this game is done.
I mean, with Dominate, you might just win next round.
Yeah.
Even without me, I'm at 8 health.
True. True.
Yeah. Deck slaps, man.
It's slapping.
All right. 4 shackles. Shadow Puppetry doesn't matter. Enlightened Strike doesn't matter. Bounding Demigod could matter. Riftbind Blue could matter. Okay. Let's pay 1 for Art of War.
Oh, here we go. We got play here.
We'll banish a Ghostly Visit to draw 2 and give Go Again to my next attack. Okay. Let's go red seeds, blue seeds.
Did we get the blood debt from Carrying
Yeah,
Husk? Yeah,
I got it.
Done.
Let's pitch a blue to play a Howl from Beyond. Let's pay 1 for blue Riftbind, coming in for 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 arcane damage and Go Again.
Was this a +1 or the Go Again there?
Go Again.
That was Go Again.
Yeah.
6. No hit effects. Rune Blade trigger or Rune Chant trigger?
Yep, 1 rune chant.
Anything over here? Is Bounding the Rune Chant one? No, it's the other one.
The 2-coster.
Yeah.
Rip Through Reality.
Rip Through, that's right. Okay, 6. No. Yeah, I have no cares about that.
Okay, take 6.
All right, I will in just a second. Take 5 there. I'll take 1 off the top.
Okay, I'll go Bounding Demigod for 4.
I just don't feel like blocking anything.
I'm not wrong yet.
All right, I'll take 4.
I'll snaps. I'll shackle. I'll pay 1 for
Very good. And you
Ghostly
finish with the
Visit for
sword.
4.
That's very nice. Take it. No blocks on the 4.
Okay. And then swing the sword for 4.
Yeah. Let's go here on these 2 guys.
Yeah, you got it. Take a blood debt.
Ooh, I wish that I could play all of these cards. Yeah, so I think that's right.
Dad, the order. There's a lot of orders being packed up in the background. So I said, someone doing carpentry in the background. I mean, Dominate Spinal is going to be.
That's what
bad.
we're doing, yeah. So we're gonna use Bravo's ability until the end of the turn. 3 or greater is gonna be Dominate, and then we're gonna pitch 3 more. Well, we'll play Spinal Crush, and then we'll pitch 3 more to get to 4, and then we'll go 5. Nope. We'll go 5. I think Zealous is better in the arsenal here, unless I want to be cheeky and try to make you think that this matters. Sigil isn't terrible here.
I like, given the health I'm going to be on, I would probably do Sigil.
Yeah.
Because the one way for you to lose is draw 4 blues. Your best option is swing a hammer for 6 next round.
Yeah.
I can just block it, and then I'm going to have a loaded blood debt.
So I may be able to buy a turn with this.
Yeah.
Zealous wouldn't matter if I don't get the resources. So, all right, let's go there. Anyway, Spinal Crush 9, Dominate.
All right, well, I'll block for 3, 4, take 5.
Take 5. No Go Again.
And if I hit any blood debt cards off of my 5 shackles, I die.
That's right.
Let me try it again. 0 for 1. Ah, there it is. Well, technically I could play the 1 because I don't have Go Again.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Over. 4. 5. Pass. Die.
All right.
All right, let's try that again.
So what? I mean, you essentially you play 1 out, take 1 damage from blood debt.
I had the Husk as well.
Oh, the freaking Husk, man.
I don't think you can use Husk if they can pummel you out of avoiding the thing that you want. The turn that you did it, I had Art of War in hand and Red Plunderer and Arsenal, it was good unless you did exactly what you did.
You kind of gotta have it at the right time, don't you?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I feel like I'm trying to play it like the old chain deck, and there's different. I can tell I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you gotta play it a bunch.
Yeah. How's Bravo feel? You had the ideal opening hand.
Oh, it's good, man. It's fundies. I love fundies. It's fun.
He always gives you the option to make a good, the trade where it's like, well, I could block or swing, and it's kind of the same, and you get the choice.
He makes a lot of lemonade.
Yeah.
You know, like keep the lemons coming because this guy's making lemonade. Yeah, so what do we do? So how does that chain play differently, right? You're supposed to be able to flock and potentially even flock snaps or Art of War and flock. And
I feel like
get your chains going.
Bravo is more aggressive than Chain gives him credit for. At least in this.
This one is nicely kind of trying to play in the middle. Now, I feel like I hit literally every possible breakpoint that I needed at the right time.
That's a good deck.
The first turn was like all the cards to get the things. The second was Crippling Pummel. The third one was Zealous into Hammer, putting Spinal Crush in. And then the fourth one was Spinal Crush Dominate, or fifth. The one turn in there I missed maybe, but like that's exactly, if you could pick hands, it's kind of that's what it looks like.
And it does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's see if it happens again. Let's have you go first again just so I can see it.
Okay. Do you want me to get the showtime again?
I mean, if you draw it, you can do it. The deck has, let's see, there's probably like 8 or 9 cards that are really good on turn 1. Sigil, Blessing, and Showtime. Or a big dominate attack, right? Like, there's a lot of hands that are just fine for him. Like, if you get that disable, it's like Surge, Dominate, Disable for even 7 or 9. Fine.
You know, this is a weird one. Okay. All right. Let's go.
I like the way you do business, Jackie.
Like the way you do business, Jackie. All right, let's try this tasty number out. Now, I'll do this, and then you tell me if it's what you would have done.
Okay.
I'm going to gain my health back that I lost during that match. These dice feel like they're made out of clay.
They do feel like clay chips, like poker chips.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Maybe it's just because they're new.
Maybe. They haven't had the soiled hands of 1,000 suns.
Tyler, the Matt Rogers list didn't have Reaping Blade in the sideboard, I don't think.
Sigil.
Yeah, that seems fine.
So far, so good. Pitch. Dominate. Pitch. Mangle for 8.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Is that what you do?
Especially because I've only got these 2 armor pieces. It's like you're not going to hold on to Mangle.
It's just 8 damage to dominate. I figure you take 5.
You're not wrong. Block for 3, take 5. I don't mind that at all. That's
yeah, you ever think about running Reaping Blade? People are real hot to trot for Reaping Blade.
I didn't think about anything. This is Matt Rogers' list.
And I mean, giving up that 4 for Rune Chant Nebula Blade is crazy to me. But like,
it has to really matter
for 1 sigil, maybe.
I mean. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm no fancy player.
Dodger, we don't plan on doing any videos from Vegas, no. All right. Let's think about our lives.
Okay. I can't believe this Blessing of Deliverance is 3 defense. It makes me just vomit. I said even 3 of a kind somehow isn't 3 defense.
Yeah, it would make sense. It would check out. Here we are. Let's go Red Seeds. Let's Shackle. Let's pay 2. Wrong card. And Nebula Blade for 4 with Go Again.
You don't have any convenient 4 defense stuff aside from the sink belows and stuff. All right, so my best hand, you always have that one you can just punt to that surge, which is really nice.
Welcome to Bravo Town. This is going to be really productive for me having you play Bravo. It's because when I'm talking to you later, you'll be like, I get it, actually.
I actually understand.
I'm not just nodding my head and saying yes. All right, let's play.
Okay. Surge up. Play that.
Yeah, we talked about doing filming some games and doing old school commentary on them, which might well happen at some point.
I think this is right. Block for 3. You have go again on this?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any bad 3 damage hit effects that chain throws? I don't think there are, right?
No.
I want to block this an extra 1 with this helmet, but I think I know better, but also...
I wouldn't.
You know?
I think that's fine.
But you got free value out of that.
It's going to happen. You got to accept it.
Ugh.
Yeah. Then I'll pay 1, and we'll do blue Flock of the Featherwalkers, revealing a yellow Seeds of Agony. So I'll create a Quicken token.
Mm-hmm. See, now you're doing it, right?
Now we're doing it. And then
I need to take 1 for this, sorry.
You have a 3 damage attack coming in.
All right, I'm going to take it.
Okay. Then I'll pass, put a card in arsenal. It's over to you.
Right on. All right, let's create a surge. Announce surge. I'm sorry, here what we'll do. Announce tectonic plating ability. Pay the cost. It's now going to resolve because you tell me if you're not passing, seismic surge comes into play. Pays you for CNC.
It's CNC. What are you? It's fine.
I didn't like it anyway. It's just the seeds.
No block.
All right. Take 6, lose that card. This one goes to the arsenal.
Oh, yeah. I will say, playing against Bravo makes me like Bravo. Oh, also, you had a rune chant coming at you last round.
Well, you missed it. Judge.
Chain would exhaust me into that, even as simple as he ultimately is. All right. Let's get that Quicken on the stack. Let's play an Enlightened Strike.
This is a hard turn you've given me, Bravo deck.
Put this under. Good. And then I will choose the draw card option. 5 damage with go again.
Because of the Quicken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it right now.
It's working.
Oof. Okay, hold on. Steven's turn is going to be... Showtime not having go again is a real bummer.
Yeah.
That would really be something, wouldn't it?
It would be insane if it had go again. I mage master that sometimes. It's so good.
Okay, so what I'm looking at is... I think I can block 1 here. Or... Ooh... All right, Zach. I'm going to play your game here. I'm going to play the offensive game here, and we're going to see what happens.
It's always a tempting mistress.
5? What's 5?
Just 5 damage.
It's just 5. There's no hit effect. It's just 5.
You want to put your helmet on anyway. So
That's right. Boom. Now get ready. Now get ready.
All right.
Derek Dummer, that's awesome. It said that's the coverage that led me to the game, that led me to a new career. I'm not saying Steven and Zach changed my life, but what's that new career? What you doing now? That's amazing, Derek. I had no idea. Well, maybe I had an idea. Have we talked about this before? I feel like we've talked about this before. A lot of Derek's floating around in my life.
All right. Then I will shackle. Then we'll play Soul Reaping, everyone's favorite. We'll banish a card and create a resource somehow. 6 damage to go.
Would you like for me to soapbox about that card, or would you like to pass on that today?
It's really good. I get it. Yep.
I'm not going to block that. I'm going to put my hat on.
Yeah, smart.
That's right. Smart.
You put that hat on, Wooly.
You put that hat on. Mission achieved.
All right. Then I'll pay 2. Swing the sword for 1.
For 1.
Yep.
That's the stupidest thing.
Could have been 4 if I just wasted this card.
I wish it would have been 4. Then I at least got 2 value out of my armor. For 1?
I know my opponent.
Man, now I'm tempted to use it.
I mean, it will prevent 2 damage.
That's what I'm saying, you know? All right, yeah, I'm going to skull cap it.
And you're not always going to have less health than me. So I think that's fine.
Skull cap or plating? I may as well plating. I
feel like you skull cap while you got it.
Okay. I mean, I can always skull cap for 1.
That's true.
So it's the same. But if I stay low, I can do it again. Let's do it. Let's skull cap it. Yeah. Okay, get ready for the love. Seismic Surge pops. We'll turn it sideways. Activate Bravo. Pitch to gain Dominate.
Oh no.
Pay 1.
What madness is this?
Create a Seismic Surge. Pay 6 for a Crippling Crush. I don't know. I'm doing Bravo. I'm playing Bravo. I don't know. Is this Bravo?
With Dominate and a card in the arsenal?
Well, don't have the money for it. You know, this is nothing that matters.
Sometimes I like to have 2 sitting over there with a card in the arsenal just to make them think I'm going to pummel.
Would you do that over Dominate?
No.
Okay.
But I do like doing it. Well, I guess you do what you can.
You got to throw that Husk in. Husk Grasp right here, baby. Take 3, no effect. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but that's what I do.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're just not wrong. I hate it. 8.
All right, take 3. Call me in the morning.
And man, do I love Bravo. I don't know who I'm playing in Vegas.
Maybe you're playing Bravo. That's right. It's like playing Luke instead of Kylo, man.
Yeah.
Just gonna play the vanilla ice cream.
All right, 2 shackles. First one misses. Second one misses.
That's awesome, Derek. Cool. Makes sense. Oh, and this seismic stays up. Yeah.
Okay, let's go Red Seeds, Shackle, Bounding Demagon for 3 and 1 arcane damage.
Bounding Demagon for 3 and 1 arcane damage. 1 arcane damage is going to hit. Bounding Demagon, I'm going to block that for 3.
Okay. Then I'll pay 1 for Flock, showing you a Shadow Puppetry, creating a Quicken token, and then 5 damage. No go there.
Showing me a Shadow Puppetry, but you can't play Rip this turn.
Nope, that's in my pitch.
Oh, right on. Yeah. The Flock, and that's a what? Shadow Puppetry? You're not playing that. You're playing the Arsenal.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I'm going to sink below this.
All right, take 1. Call me in the morning. You're going to trigger that effect?
No, I like where I'm at.
Yeah.
Take 1.
Tell you what, this looks a lot like Surge, Command and Conquer, card in the arsenal to me.
It looks better than that.
Oh my goodness. Saying it so.
Surge. The question for you is...
Oh, take a blood net.
All right, let me look at your math here. Actually, so you've got 2 blood. You're 1 blood debt for carrying Husk, right? You got a Quicken token out. You are not gonna. You don't want to block. I mean, you block 2 from hand here potentially 6. So, man, that's a good question. Do I want to just sink it or not? 4. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pay 6. To dominate disable. Alternatively, I can create a Surge disable and have one floating. So that's the question for the Bravo smart players. This allows you to dump 2 from hand in. You've got Shadow Puppetry Quicken, potentially hit another banish. You could still get somewhat of a turn. Burying Shadow Puppetry here and you taking 6 damage seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Would you block with 2 if this wasn't dominated?
No cards?
No cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would have probably been happy about it.
Okay, good.
In this case, I'll block for none and take 9.
That's right. Sink that Shadow Puppetry, if you would, please.
Yeah. You got it. 3 shackles. Let's go. Unhallowed Rites red. Blue Seeds of Agony and a blue Riftbind. He's on fire. Alright. Let's do this. Let's go Blue Seeds. Let's go free go again.
Can't wait for that studio where we don't have the taping sounds in the background.
It would be nice, would it not?
It's happening soon. Coming soon to a new store.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pitch a blue and crack my Ebon Fold. And let's
now we got jazz.
Banish.
Check your resources, would you?
Yeah.
I feel like your mom.
A Yellow Seeds and draw a card.
That's the worst thing about tournaments. People that, you know, they just like are pitching cards and doing stuff and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
You gotta follow the steps.
Let's show me your money.
Alright, let's go Yellow Seeds into blue Riftbinds. So this seed is going to trigger 1 arcane damage. It's got go again because of the quicken. And it's coming in for 3 damage.
3 in hand?
Hmm?
You're in meet and greets in there? Volitions?
I don't run meet and greet.
Alright, I'm going to take
I might run Volition.
Take the 1? Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm taking the 1. And then the 3, I'm gonna block moment here. I think I'm on a block moment. His hand's not awesome. Not awesome. Alright, I'm gonna go with what Bravo does. I'm gonna block 3.
Okay. Then let's shackle. Pay 1. Unhallowed Rites. Putting red seeds back on the bottom of my deck. Has to go again.
2 in hand.
3 in hand.
3 in hand. Wow. Huh.
I got an extra card from Eben, and then most of this was over here.
I mean, your best, yeah. I'm not going to block that 4.
Okay. Don't you forget, call me in the morning. All right, then let's pay 2 for a red Rip Through Reality. 4 with go again.
Also good.
The hits keep coming. It does sound like someone's dying back there. It's always the choice.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ninja, you know? You just don't block it, though. There's nothing threatening about this.
I agree.
All right.
Then I'll pay 2 and swing the sword for 4.
All right, I'm going to fate for seeing that one.
You got it.
I'm going to toss that down.
If I'm threatening CNC, I like getting those defense reactions out, but I had 1 card left, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was, and I was thinking I didn't have Arsenal, so I was like, if you CNC, this is fine. Okay, it's an absolute classic. Your favorite of mine. Pitch, create a seismic surge. 2 floating. Swing with Anathos. Pitch.
Yep.
For 6.
Take 6. Gladly. If you'd had like so many things there, just lose me the game. Crippling Crusher, Spinal Crush in hand.
Yeah.
You take the damage and just swing back and win.
Yeah, so my best attack was Disable there. And I had Disable, Fate Foreseen, and 2 blues. So I was thinking I could probably Fate Foreseen, create a Surge, and swing with Disable for 9. Or I can block 3, do 6 with the hammer, Fate Foreseen. I didn't know if you never know if they're going to finish with Arsenal or not. So it's the same kind of math. But it sounds like it may be better to go for the damage almost every time when you've got it. Because that turn, rather than Sarge 6, is Sarge 9. Is that better? I mean, it's objectively better. I don't know. My helmet's on a little bit, you know? It's probably right.
It's tough. One thing I like to do, because the deck can, even the way you have it built right now, it can play Fatigue if it wants. Like if you draw into your Blessings and your Sigils, and
you can pivot as needed, yeah.
You can pivot, but but if you, that's what I did to Brendan. I acted like I was playing Fatigue at first.
Yeah.
And then about Shackle 3, I went full gas.
You went gas time.
Yeah. Anyways.
Asking Nacho there. So this little room that we're streaming in is right. It's in the little office that we have where everybody's taping and packing out orders. Right. So we're shipping orders in the other room. It's an annoying noise, and we're working on getting a studio with sound treatment and all of that, which would be really nice.
Shackle time, 4 of them. Miss, hit, miss. There goes our reward.
That's good. That's a good shackle there for me.
All right. Well. Let's go pay 1 for Art of War, banishing a red Unhallowed Rites to draw 2, and then I will give +1 to my attacks. Draw 2. Okay. Let's go Unfortunate.
There's some, I see what you're saying. You know, like sometimes it doesn't go like that first game, does it?
It doesn't always go that way. But
it's just a pain we can't choose the cards we get to play.
Right? All right. Let's pay 2 for a Howl from Beyond. Let's shackle, pay 1 for Riftbind, which is going to be at 3, 6, 7, 8.
Are there any hit effects you're looking for on your equipment blocks?
With Bravo?
Yeah.
I mean, you just avoid the like Shadow Puppetry is a hit effect you can actually stop.
CNCs.
CNC, absolutely. Dominate stuff. But against Chain, it's just damage.
And it's really just Shadow Puppetry, and because I feel like if I don't use it now, I might not be able to use it all. Like the Battle Worn on Tectonic. Yeah.
The 2/2 is really nice against the sword when you don't have your reaction.
Interesting. There's no reason to cover this up fully. I'm gonna sink there. I'm not gonna do any funny business.
I think just use it.
Sink, and I don't think there's time for showtime. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
All right. So you take 2.
Take 4, right?
That's right, 4.
Okay.
Then I'll pay 1 and red Unhallowed, putting seeds of some kind on the bottom.
That's your last card?
Yeah, 5 damage attack. Fuck, I'm not planning to cosplay as Bravo at Vegas, but that would be funny. I will sing the Gaston song a lot though if I play Bravo.
Huh. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to play what I've got. I sunk below into a Fate Foreseen, so you don't have any money. I guess I'm just going to play it there. The one resource doesn't matter. Not looking good for my boy. Fate Foreseen?
You got it.
I'm going to leave that on top.
Take one.
Take one.
And then over to you.
All right, Surge is going to pop.
Sometimes it just don't matter.
And let's play a Chokeslam.
Okay.
Rift Binds are turned off if it hits with the Crush.
And the +1 from Shadow Puppetry and the Howl from Beyond. And Bounding Demagogue's +1.
Yeah, get that red Chokeslam in here already, man.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to let you hit me for all that. I'll block for 3.
Okay.
Take 3.
Take 3. Yeah, G-Man saying, sat out all my defense reacts, not running the defense reacts into chain. Which is that's the eternal. We've all got to ask ourselves really where we are with this.
Yeah.
Some people say, I've seen people say yes. I've seen people say no. Oh, this is a hilarious reality.
5 shackles. Wow. He can't miss.
Uh-oh.
Well, you shut off my Rift Bind. So that's
No, I didn't. You blocked it.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't shut off my Rift Bind.
No.
Good for me.
Rift Bind is there.
All right, well, let's Shadow Averser, Banishing the Seeds. 2 damage to go again.
2 damage to go again is the kind of damage that I am going to take. There's nothing fancy there.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's Yellow Seeds, Blue Seeds, Shackle, Bounding Demagogue for 4 with 2 arcane damage coming. And it has to go again.
I'd love to block that arcane damage, but I'm not going to. 2, and then how much is the main thing?
4.
4. Let's put that 4 here.
Okay.
These guys, I'll put
Reasonable.
them into the...
Then let's pay 1 for Rift Bind at +2. So 4 damage attack. No go again currently.
You got a razor?
No, I have snaps.
No block.
Okay. Put you down to 3. Oh, a snap.
Yeah.
It's a critical part of that moment.
Yeah. Like if we played it correctly with the framework that we're supposed to have. You been taking that Carrion Husk damage?
No. Probably at least 3 of those.
Just burn a few.
Just settle that score right there.
We gotta frame it or so. It's like the new Findall's tunic. It's like, hey, we gotta pay
Well,
attention.
normally if I have board space, I'll put it near somewhere I can see more, but I only have so much places to put it right
Nathan Bravo can't fatigue him anymore. You've missed the meta. You've missed the meta switch. You're so behind. You're so behind, Nathan. These are new. It's a new paradigm.
Let's pay 2. Create a rune chant. Then we'll pay 2. Swing the sword for 4. Rune chant coming at you, and then 4 damage.
All right, Ruin Chant, Arcanite Skull Cap, block with Spinal Crush.
You got it. And then I'll take my 2 blood out. Pray to the gods.
Your boy's got a 3-card hand.
He sure does. This is your chance.
Do your dance. Announce Tectonic Plating. Pay for Tectonic Plating. 2 floating. Play Spinal Crush. Pitch.
No dominate?
No dominate. Couldn't afford it. But we've got a 9 coming at you. No go again, if you please. It's the best I could do. I don't see a way around it.
Let's block for 7, 8.
Great.
Take 1.
Great. The good thing that you did there was forcing me to block. If I don't have to block with a Spinocrest,
You get dominate.
I get dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying my best not to have to do that.
Yeah.
But then I had to.
Yeah. I had to. At 5 shackles, you got to be going wide. That's why the turn before, when you just swung with a hammer, if you have the right hit effect there, you win.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
You can see how this deck gets overchained sometimes.
Sometimes it'll work. I mean, it's probably a 50-50, wouldn't you say? I mean,
I feel pretty good about it in general. Yeah. All right, let's go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Well, it's time to get down to business.
you have 1 card in hand?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding
I
me?
had to block the 3 to cover.
What happened? Well, you could just not take the Crusher. Well, no, yeah, that's right. You would just die, I guess.
That's right. I gotta block it. Yeah.
It's called death.
Mm-hmm.
Is the only score that matters.
All right. Well, seeds because we gotta shackle because we gotta. Let's pitch a blue, and doesn't really matter. Unhallowed rights for 4. We go again. Putting the red seeds on bottom.
Any of that sweet ruin damage coming at me?
No.
You're gonna play all of these cards, aren't you? Can you go again them all?
No.
You cannot.
Just don't die.
Is this soul shackled?
Yeah.
So then you get 1 more play.
That's right. Then I'm dead.
Okay, so we need to block this. Block with 1 and a 3.
You got it. Then let's pay 1. Ghostly Visit for 4.
Just to spook you. Sigil.
So good. Isn't it great? I've done that so many times. All right, I'll pass.
All right, take 2 and die.
I'm dead.
That's right.
All right, let me switch to Prism. I need to see that match, actually. Your reaction.
Oh, that's funny.
I do think that this, I get how this gets around fatigue a lot better, this stack of chain cards. Against an aggressive Bravo, it's worse than a normal chain.
The meta's just shaken up, isn't it?
Like,
I feel unbeatable.
well, it looks like you're playing Bravo in Vegas.
As I
Let's
said,
go.
no chain in the top 8, man. If it's that easy, you're just 2-0, not even thinking.
Well, and I'm not necessarily the greatest chain player.
Don't tell anybody that.
Yeah.
Get everybody's hopes up that chain's not very good.
Yeah. No, he's still pretty good, yeah.
He's consistently quite good.
Let me squeak 1 in here with Prism, and then...
Against Bravo?
Yeah.
You want to see me pilot your deck well?
I want to see
You've never seen it before, I know, so
I've never seen the Bravo Prism match from the Prism angle,
Okay.
and I need to see that.
And you know what's funny? I've never played against Azalea.
Really?
Not once in my life.
Well, next week. We're doing it. Tonight.
You're going to take Azalea and just, I can't wait to see what it's like to watch you play Azalea.
Arsenal Pass saying, yeah, it's going to be something else. I do think it will help me have conversations with you, though, because I'll know your struggle. Arsenal Pass saying that he thinks the previous version of the deck that we were playing of Chain on Stream is better in every way. It was his deck.
Yeah, well.
All right.
What's that Matt guy know? I listened to Matt was doing an interview. There was a Fab with Matt, I think is what it's called. I guess I'll leave that there. But so there was a conversation. He was talking about why Dash was good and having the belittle minnowism combo in there. And it was funny hearing it talk and like all of these different conversations. I think that's the one he went like 3 and 4 with the next weekend. So it's just, I love that stuff. I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Everybody talks about what wins, but they don't talk about the winners also losing.
Because they do.
Yeah.
They sure do. All right, let me see.
Big Jim Big Jim, I really enjoy. I don't know if it's humor or desperation, but what's it like to win? It must feel pretty good. Let me tell you, it's easy to lose to this game for a long time.
Hey, what herald when you're playing Aura Prism is least important?
We were bad for like a year and a half.
Still bad sometimes.
Still bad sometimes. It's math. It's all very deep, crazy math. What do I do against Prism in the sideboard here?
So
sigils are out, blessings out.
You're off of this thing.
Well, that was the easy one.
Putting this in.
Do you have your defense reacts in?
Pray to the gods. No. You are taking Sink Below and Fate Foreseen and Mangle out. You're keeping Blessing and Sigil.
Wow. Why?
Because they're playing Control Prism.
You're going long.
It's Aura Prism.
Well, if you play all those life gain stuff, you can't kill their auras. What if you just did more damage and popped their Spectral Shields? I'm just saying.
Well, no, the problem is you have to swing at the auras, not the Spectral Shields.
Well, yeah, certain of them. But, like, they'll have Spectral Shields. That's their source of
yeah, but, like,
goodness.
You'll see the problem in a second.
Well, the problem is you have sigils in.
No, that's not the problem. Trust me. You run all these.
Mangle's out. Sinks are out. You're leaving the blessings in. Okay. You don't want a 4/3 to cover up those phantasms?
Huh.
All right.
Then you put these bad boys back in.
Dragon Enforcer asking, what is the best armor in the game? The answer is Perch Grapplers. If you don't have a pair, you should check them out.
Shocking.
These all go in. Okay.
Rebirth or Rabbits. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, see, why its reason makes sense. Sigil, because prisms may damage, is pinging for 1, and so Sigil is basically a block 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Block 3 attacks. Okay, so I think I've got them all.
Is true.
Mom Spaghetti. What a funny, I love watching this. We got 160 people right now just hanging out and watching. For those first Fab streams, like 30. Not crazy?
In the middle of a pandemic.
Alright. What's everybody up to out there? How's the day going? Anybody making any food? I'm hungry.
I'm also hungry.
Derek, we have all yellows in on the deck right now. All yellows all the time. But you still only have like 7, right?
There's like 9.
If you needed a better prism matchup, could you side in? So could you main deck some yellows instead of blues? Like
there are some slots you could, disable being one of them. But that 5 for 9 breakpoint is always the most painful.
Yeah. Billy almost done with work for the day. That's a great feeling always. What a little merry-go-round they've created here. You're as scared of Prism as I am of Bravo. How crazy. Ooh, pork bow. Mike, yes. Brent got some chickens on the big green egg. Love those green egg. Are they worth it? Is it all just a marketing gimmick, or is it really better than like a standard grilling situation? Come to Atlanta for dinner. I'd love that. Put Gremlin on some chicken tendies there.
Chicken tendies. Free
Right.
pepper chicken tendies.
Do we think viewership numbers for the calling will be good? Absolutely. I think the calling is going to be a big success.
Great success.
Gunner's working, unfortunately, but good. Finally fought off a headache since morning. That is also a good feeling when the air clears.
Even soon?
Yeah, sure.
It's on. I'll go
Derek
first.
saying any of the clay girls are worth it. Brent, okay. So Derek says yes. Brent says yes. You're going first?
Mm-hmm.
Prism doesn't go first.
She does today.
Mistake. Did you look at your hand already?
No. I drew.
Are we playing the world premiere for Aria on Friday?
We sure are.
That's right. Do we need to register? You
Already
register
did
me?
it, yeah.
Aw, thanks,
Man's
Dad.
best friend. That's awesome, Sir Lionheart.
Alex saying it's 90 plus in Ohio. Alex, if you think that's hot, come on out. But it is, you know, 90 is 90. Sweating is sweating, right?
All right, you ready to party?
Yeah, sure. You gonna library me?
Let's go pitch 2. I'm not, I wish. For a red Herald of Triumph, your attack actions have -1 attack while defending. If it hits, it goes into my soul.
I have drawn one of the worst going second hands in Bravo.
It happens. Going second is far worse than going first.
Yep. Not a great going first hand either. You're going to do something after this?
It has go again.
Do you want to keep the secrets, or do you want me to show you what's bad?
You can show me. I don't have something fancy.
Chokeslam's fine. Rouse at 2. Tome at 2. Zealous at 2.
Yeah.
So this block is awful. There's nothing clean here. I want this in the arsenal.
You do. You do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can block this one up for 7. Oh, no, wait. We've got 6 blow-ups. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but it's a -1 while it's blocking against this.
So not that one, probably.
Yeah. But you could literally block 7 there.
Or do you go 4 here and save this for the second one? That's the kind of player I am.
If I even have a second one.
Well, if you don't, then that's good for me too, you know. I'm going to do that. I'm going to block 4.
See you, Brendan.
Block 4, take 3. You got it.
Okay. Then it says if it hits, it goes into my soul.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go ahead and pay 2. Create a spectral shield out of this.
Okay.
And then I will swing at you for 1 with a spectral shield.
I'll take 1.
All right. No, I'll pass, but this is another one.
Okay. All right. Pitch. Excuse me. Sarge.
Yep.
Create a token. Pay for it. 2 floating. Zealous Belting. For 5 with go again.
Oh, so the main problem you have in Bravo
I
against
don't have any problems.
Prism is
I'm an optimist.
when they play the auras, you have to spend an attack to go at the auras.
Right.
And that's why Zealous Belting and Rousey Ancients are so important in that match.
Yeah.
Because being able to swing to get rid of some shields and then swing the hammer over at the thing. But if you can't let that get out of control.
Mm-hmm.
No block.
All right, take 5.
Take 4,
one of
lose a shield.
One of the shields. And then we'll pitch, swing the hammer for 6.
No block, take 6.
Taking 6. Arsenal this card.
All right, end of your turn. I'm gonna play an instant.
It's hot everywhere. Everybody, we're hot. Everything's hot. Ugh.
Let's pay 4 for Genesis.
Yay, you got it.
You
did it.
This goes under.
Ugh.
Get him, Jeff. Start of my turn, I'll trigger Genesis, put a card in my soul, draw a card. I also have 2 proxies in my deck. I'll tell you what they are. They are. They're the full art back of the card. Yeah, I'll pick. This is a Arc Light Sentinel.
Did you trigger that, or when does that trigger?
Start of my turn. Yeah, put a card in soul and drew a card.
Okay, yeah.
I'll pitch it at Arc Knight Sentinel here to remove this, create a Spectral Shield. And then I will...
Pitch a Tome of Divinity. That's supposed to be your winning the game card.
Not today. Swing you for 1 with Go again.
I'm not going to block any of those ones.
Swing you 1 with Go again.
You can just count on that till the cows come
Put this
home.
card in the arsenal and pass.
Okay. Surge Pops. Start of the turn.
Oh, and this creates a Spectral Shield, so swing you for another 1.
You got me. Now, let me tell you. This hand is Garbanzo's.
Oh, no shield. Get the light back. I did it right. So if it's a light card, I draw a card. If it's an illusionist card, I also create a Spectral Shield.
Nice. What's this?
This is a...
Why are you doing this to me? Why did you make the deck do this?
It's fine. You just swing the hammer here.
I got Tome here. I want to use it.
That's fine too. So you can use the boots.
It cost me 2.
Draw 2,
It's not
gain
enough.
4.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough, is it?
I probably wait. I keep either of these in hand and use the other 3 to swing a hammer to get rid of Genesis.
So the other thing is, like, if we go Mage Master Tome here, we draw 2. If we hit a blue, if we hit like 2 blues, for instance, then we play Spinal Crush for 4. We can dominate it, get rid of Go Again on the auras, which is interesting. We could also draw into a Go Again attack, swing, and then hit that Genesis. Genesis got to go though.
Genesis
Right?
has got to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby Hello got the Dillo. We're still Crippling Crush is still our super baby. Is that right?
So the thing about not Crippling Crush, it depends on what's in Arsenal. It's having it in hand and having to have the blues to play it is harder than Spinal Crush.
Yeah.
But Crippling Crush obviously is the problem with her too is she has instants. So if you're Crippling Crush, I mean, I can like play the cards out that I want.
Yeah.
And then just take the damage or whatever.
Let's just not play it then. I'm kind of liking Tome here. It's not ideal, but it is a bailout button right now for us. It will bail us out. Or disable. Is disable maybe more meaningful here? Dump an Arsenal card? That might be more meaningful, right? How does Vestige... Okay, that's right. Huh. Okay. I'll make that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what I do here. So let's go Mage Master Boots.
Okay.
And then Tome out.
All right. Draw 2, gain 4. At worst, you probably get a more efficient hammer swing.
Yeah. Okay, and then we'll do... Oh wait, those are pitched. That's right. Those are very relevant, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Surge has popped. We could play something for 4. Oof. I'm gonna follow my heart on this, and I'm not playing the Sigil. We gotta get rid of Genesis though, just straight up, right?
Strictly.
Strictly gotta do it. Dang it. Okay, let's play Sigil then. Not what you wanted to draw right there.
It's fine.
It's fine.
The fact that you're 11 held up right now is not bad.
I've got time, right? Then let's...
Yeah, my phone is now.
Oh, thanks. Pitch 1 Seismic. And then pitch Hammer.
At Genesis?
At Genesis, yeah.
All right, let me think about this. Yeah, it's fine. Clears.
And then I'll put this in. All right. Surge up, surge down.
All right, into your turn. I'll have an action.
Surge everywhere.
Pay 4 for Genesis. If you hadn't gotten rid of 1, it would have been unbelievable. Start of my turn. I'll put a Wartune Herald into my soul, create a Spectral Shield, and draw in a card. And then sometimes that's what happens.
Oh, what a beautiful card.
Let's just pay 1 for a Wartune Herald for 7. No Go Again. If it hits, it goes in my soul.
That's not the -1.
Nope.
And we just have to get Genesis off the board again, don't we? You need more Go Again in here.
This is what I've been saying.
What the heck is wrong with you, man?
This is the problem I'm trying to crack with that deck. So we'll have conversations after this.
Yeah. Nothing in the arsenal there.
That's true. I have Floating Resource technically from Vestige because I put a card myself.
There you go.
I'll tell you this: if you're playing as Prism, if you aren't doing 40 damage in like very quick terms, you can't let her keep those auras out.
Yeah. So we're gonna blow this up with something, and we're just kind of figuring out what it's gonna be. Yeah. Okay, let's hit you with a choke slam on that to blow that up.
Yeah. End of round.
Yeah, so it's just Genesis. Ah, it sucks. That really sucks, man.
Doesn't it suck?
Just a waste of... It's so inefficient. It's awful.
Yeah. Agreed. It hurts every time.
Hate it. I'm going to pitch this hard. It's going to be a while. I'm not going to keep that around.
Yeah.
Swing the hammer
That's
at it.
perfectly good use of that.
I feel like my arsenal's going to be stuck here forever. And Sarge pops.
Nick, you have to have a yellow to pitch to do that?
Let me go ahead. I'll pitch. I'm going to pitch CNC to get another Sarge, man.
Yep.
I think that's fair. I don't know how relevant that's going to be in this match. All right, and then we'll drop. All right, over to you.
All right. Let's play a Wartune Herald red, pitching a yellow Wartune Herald, 1 floating. 7 with go again.
Just
If
goes
it hits,
to
it goes
soul,
in the
yeah.
soul, yeah.
You could have pinged with one. Did you want to ping with the shields?
It didn't have go again. None of it had go again.
Oh, because you got to pitch a yellow or something?
Yeah.
I always forget that. You know what? I'm taking 7.
I agree with you, GD, except for you have to pitch yellow for all that to get go again. So I'd have to waste this, create a shield first, swing with the shields first, or play the attack. I have enough resources. So if he blocks, I footsteps and we keep going. Anyways, so you're taking 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes right to the soul.
Yeah, right into the soul. All right. And then let's pitch a blue, which now gets me an extra resource. I'm going to play
Technically at 5.
Tome of Divinity. So I have one floating.
floating.
There has been a card put in my Hero Soul this time, so I'll draw 3.
That card's bonkers.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's not the hand you need to be doing this on. Devastating.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Oh, wow. That's pretty crazy to think about. So let's play.
Keep pitching, keep gaining that money.
Yeah. Do that. That. All right. I'll pitch a yellow Herald of Triumph, which is going to create 3.
Mm-hmm.
To play Genesis.
So that's all your money?
So that's all my money. And then these will come at you for 3 pockets of 1.
Yep, take 3.
Okay. Then I'll pass, put this in Arsenal.
Okay.
That stays there. And then when's my first instant opportunity?
So I have priority right now. So I'm the turn player, which means I can use my priority to play anything with an action or not. When it's your priority, you can only play things that don't have actions, which is typically instants. So you have to wait on me to do something, but I will be doing it immediately. So Seismic Sarge is going to pop.
Mm-hmm.
From the arsenal, we're going to play a Spinal Crush for 4. We're going to pitch 2 to pay for that. 2 are floating. And now, before this becomes the official layer and we go to defense step, you now have a window. I'm going to pass my priority back to you. You can instant here if you'd like.
And you're just swinging at me. No, go again.
Right at you.
Interesting. 2 cards in hand. Smells like a pommel.
Is it, you can instant after the surge pops? That makes sense. So the surge pops, it puts something on the chain, I think, and then you can respond to
that's
it.
horrible then. So don't
You
play
wanna do
that
that?
card yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Horrible in the best kind of way for me.
I didn't think those frameworks got windows, but
All right. So if that's true, then I pay 6 to play Arclight Sentinel.
right on. That's what you're supposed to do, yeah.
Yeah. And I
That
cheated.
makes this particularly bad.
Yeah.
Surge for this.
So
Everything's bad here.
That's actually a really good thing to know.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you don't need the surge...
I do. But, yeah, maybe you just don't make him against Prism?
Yeah. Because it makes that awful.
Yeah. And then I gotta attack that thing.
Yeah, you got it. There's also one every time a shackle banishes something.
Huh.
It's nice.
Huh. Tony, why don't you calm it down there a little bit, huh? All right, so now what? I gotta swing the hammer at that thing? Now it cancels the whole attack, right? So no, there's no like resolution of the attack.
Yeah,
things get
anything
good.
that has go again on it doesn't happen.
Okay. I'll just throw the hammer at it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play Sigil and then throw the hammer at it in whatever order is fine.
Yep. Fine by me. Okay.
And then draw it.
Start my turn. I'll put a Herald of Protection in my soul. Create a shield. Draw a card.
Well, hold on. Maybe I should make a little shackle. Did we decide we're not surging? Well, you had no hand, so. No, that's fine. Okay.
All right. And
then do you want to swing at me or anything?
I wish I had a yellow. I'll pay 2 to create a Spectral Shield. And then I will swing you for 1 with Genesis.
Okay, you got me.
And then over to you.
Okay. All right, so we've got... Okay. Do we surge? To surge or not to surge? The eternal question. Let's surge. Pitch. 2 float. Then I'm coming right at you with old Spinal Crush. I'm going to pitch a blue to pay 5.
2 cards in hand?
2 cards in hand, that's right. Right at you. Don't care about your auras. Who needs them?
It's interesting.
Maybe the secret is just ignore the auras, you know?
That's a thing you can do.
You can definitely do that.
Let's take my instant window.
Sure.
I'm going to play Merciful Retribution.
Very good.
2 floating. Then I'm going to pay 2. Create a Spectral Shield. And then I'm going to block for 3.
Mm-hmm. So take 1, blow up all your Spectral Shields.
Yep, and then you'll take 5 damage.
Right on.
Merciful Retribution.
All right, you don't run the Arcane Barrier in this thing? Is my helmet on technically?
Not currently.
It doesn't matter. Arcane Barrier 3, I'm not paying that. All
For
right,
1.
5. So I take 5 Arcane.
Yeah, I'll take 1.
You take 1. All your shields blow up. You've got 2 auras. And I'll throw this in the arsenal. And that was made this turn, and we will go to the next turn.
All right. Start of my turn, etc., etc. I'll swing you for 1 with one of these auras.
You got me.
End of my turn.
Okay. Surge is going to pop. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well. All right, so hold on. Let's think about this for a second here. What do you think? I think I'm gonna get on the board here.
What up, David?
All right. I'm gonna dominate.
Arclight Sentinel. Just kidding.
Crippling for 6. 11 with dominate.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Good morning, David. Good to see you. What's up, Christopher?
It's something.
The thing that this matchup makes us fully appreciate is that you don't have a vehicle to win by attacking one aura a turn. That is not a winning plan. So I can't do that. So if there is a winning plan, it's either not doing that, which is not right, but it's certainly maybe not doing this either.
Yeah. I don't 100% know the answer.
There's no math that makes it work. Killing one aura a turn. None. So you draw a go again card, you swing at Prism and swing at an aura. If you don't, then you can't. You just can't.
Yeah. I mean, I do think turns where you're just swinging a hammer, it's getting rid of like a Genesis when you can.
Definitely.
But when I had the Arclight Sentinel to buy an extra turn, it just starts, and then now I have a second aura, which was the whole goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've just got to hope you don't have auras you play in response to crippling, which you may. I mean,
Which you could have.
You'll take 11 damage for the trouble, but...
Let's not block at all. Let's take 11.
That is my favorite outcome. 1 to 4 starting on that side. That one, discard. And that one, discard. What do we get? Anything good?
Phantasmaclasm and Wartune Herald.
Okay. All right, back to you.
All right. Start of my turn. Let's trigger Genesis. Put a blue Herald Triumph in the soul. Creates a Spectral Shield, and I draw a card.
Ugh.
Well,
this is not what you wanted. Okay. We'll think about it. Yeah, Puck, I don't think Bravo can stop the Prism Engine. There's no trading aura for attack every turn, plus whatever additional they're doing with phantasms or shields. You can't stop the engine here. I'm not, at least the hands that I'm seeing cannot stop it.
let's pay 2. Create a Spectral Shield.
We need to go again.
For 4.
We need to go again plus Genesis. 4, just 1, pockets of 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. Okay. I'll take 4.
Yep.
In total.
Put a card in yours.
Okay. Let's go. Man, these are not the hands I want. God. I feel it. I understand exactly what you're saying. Oh my gosh. Pitch for CNC, 1 floating.
Oh, it's just the worst, isn't it?
Right at you.
Okay. Let's block. 2 cards left.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. Block 6.
All right. Pitch that blessing for red pummel.
You got it. So these will pop. You'll take 2 damage.
Okay.
I'll take 2. I discard a card of my choice.
Yeah. And from the arse.
Yeah. You got the Soul Shield. That was a good call.
I smelled it.
Here.
And I'll put this down.
So a few things. You can either play things that have go again to attack first, and then swing the hammer at the aura. So I had Time Skippers in for a minute, which is pay 3, take 2 actions. Then the other thing I'm looking at is sideboarding Time Snap Potions.
Well, let's see where it ends up. You know.
Starter mission has Genesis. Shield. Draw a card.
The only one you don't have in is Enlightened Strike, right? You've got Zealous and Rouse for sure. Yeah.
Pitch here generates an extra resource because a card went into my soul. We'll create a
Is
special
that only on
shield.
yellows? Is it only when you pitch a yellow?
No, that's when I pitch a light card.
Okay.
As long as I create a shield, then swing it for 1. No, go again.
You got me.
It's a little late for you, buddy.
All right, pitch. Oh my gosh. How devastating. Seriously? So it's a hand that I can't rouse. So I drew Rouse the last hand, no attacks.
Gives us 5 blues.
Now I draw Rouse and I've got Disable and Crush the Weak for 12.
Oh, Rouse the Ancients.
Yeah. So I can't give it Go Again. These two are non-attacks.
Yep.
It's just everything that's going wrong. Right here, you need to be able to Rouse, hit you for 7,
Yep.
and then hit Genesis.
That's right.
You must be able to do that.
And
right
a lot
now.
of times you can.
Most of the time you can.
Yeah.
That's right. So instead, it's unfortunate.
You know, that could be a good answer. Art of War in Bravo. It's yellow, which you
Yellow,
already want in
yeah.
Prism. And then banishing one of your attacks you don't care about to give your next thing Go Again.
Yeah,
You could probably...
it's a good Go Again tool.
And it's a draw 2
Yeah,
engine.
yeah. Art of War is good here.
Interesting.
It would feel much better. Okay. So since we can't Rouse here, it's just disastrous. I'm so bummed about it. What can we do? Pitch. Surge. 5. 6. Yeah. Okay. Let's make a surge. 2 float. Let's do our favorite pitch. Swing the hammer at Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take 1.
Yeah.
I think then it goes to my soul. If it's a non-token light card, put it in your soul.
And then I don't know. I mean, if you play library here, it's awful. But I feel like I play Remembrance because I want to not have this in my hand, stuffing me up.
Yep.
3 attack actions go back in. I don't even know. In this matchup, I mean, Zealous Belting, right?
Yeah.
And,
You have enough bigs.
Man, I was so close to being able to get that. This, and then it goes back in.
Yeah.
So good. And I got one there anyway.
This is where I say it's weirding him out to hear Surge pronounced correctly.
I know. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
What am I thinking? Did I not take one from that already? Blowing up that aura?
Blown Up Genesis?
Yeah. I thought I did.
Don't know if you took it or not. That's awesome, Evan.
I'm almost certain that I did.
I'll believe you.
If people rewind it, let me know. Okay, and then this stays in hand. 2, 3, 4.
All right, mine.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I like that. I like that play. That Art of War.
Yeah, that's the best idea I've had received on the stream.
This stream gave you a good idea, didn't it?
It's good. All right, let's play a Herald of Protection, pitching yellow, so it does have Go Again. If it hits, it creates a Spectral Shield token and goes into my soul.
Yeah, well, good luck proving it. It's so funny. This is going to be stuck here forever because now I've got to blow up these phantasms. Just the worst. Just the worst, man. What's wrong with you? Let's drop in a 6 on that.
All right, so it blows up. I'll trigger Footsteps.
Yeah.
Pitching a yellow, which creates an extra resource.
You put a soul in already? Where'd you put that soul in?
Well, it blows up, so then Merciful, you take a damage and this goes in.
Why does that go in? It blows up.
Because of this. If an attack or an aura you control is destroyed, deal an arcane damage to a target hero. If it's a non-token light card, put it into my soul.
Wow.
Merciful Retribution is good.
Look at you go.
So I think that timing works. If that doesn't, let me know.
Yeah, that works. That's how it works for sure.
All right, then I'll pay 2 and play Library of Solana.
There it is.
And then I'll draw 5. Because I had 2 yellows on pitch. Watch your butts.
All right, let's get a seismic, man.
Yeah, it was double yellow, Ryan.
Let's just go in. What is a library anyway? You know. I'm gonna pay
What makes a man,
I'm
Lebowski?
gonna pay 6 to Crippling Crush you.
Okie dokie.
Hope your hand's bad.
Let's think about this.
Did you attack with your auras last time?
I should have.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. Before I, did anything else. Okay. 11. No dominate.
No dominate. We'll just run it. We'll run it weird to start, and then maybe sub in Art of War.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
It's really something. It's at 9 currently.
Does it make you feel weird? Like, is it appropriately annoying?
Yeah. No, I think that's a great little thing you did there. All right, I'm gonna block for 6.
Okay.
And then 2 gets covered up here, so you'll take 2 damage from Merciful.
All right.
And then I take 3.
3, yeah.
The math on Prism is weird.
She's good.
All right.
And you library? What's the library do there?
If you pitch 2 yellow cards, you're +1 intellect for the turn. Let's think about this.
Picture this.
Merciful, so good. It's insane. Okay, let's play Herald of Triumph for 2. It's yellow. All my stuff gets to go again. 6 damage. If you blow it up, it goes into my soul, and you take a damage. If it hits, it goes into my soul. You can see what I'm doing here.
You want to swing with an aura first?
I have to pitch, so it's fine.
Ooh, I don't like this at all. Here's the wrong number. I've got to get out of this spiral, though. Ugh. Let's see. 6, 3, 3. That.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels it. It's like I know
you're not gonna win.
If I could just see through the void, I know I could crack the code. I just haven't done it yet. All aboard, Puck.
Six. 6. Yeah. Just annoying. Oh, let's just get it over with, right? I take 6. Bring it on.
Okay. Let's pay 2. 1 floating. create a spectral shield. And then ping you for 2.
You got it.
All right, 2 yellows in, so my intellect's +1.
I got 2 yellows. Just kidding. Pitch for Rouse the Ancients. I'm going to show you Zealous Belting and Disable. 7 damage coming at you.
I'll red Prismatic Shield.
Okay.
Create 3.
Uh-oh.
I'll pay 2, create an extra 1.
You got me.
Then you take 5.
You know what? You don't want Arcane Barrier 1 in this?
You can.
I mean,
So I've been playing it
I
where
Blues 1,000 Ways from Sunday.
I've been playing it where I don't allow this to stay on the table.
Yeah.
And then the Arcane Barrier doesn't
Yeah, that's right.
really matter.
I mean, yeah. So
It's a slog.
I mean, I could play it through where I just attack the auras every time. I just running that just quickly in your head, you realize you will not win that game.
Yeah.
There's no way your gas is as good as that.
This is the match that I know is going to be there outside of Dash. That I'm still Art of War is a great recommendation. I think if you pitch a blue, you have 2 floating, you get 2 cards back, and then you give a go again in the next attack. So you can see why that would. It's like that makes a lot more sense to me.
Yal's right. You could barrier 3 on Skullcap to block the last damage. It doesn't matter.
Oh, sure.
You're on 5 intellect. The game is over. There's no need to draw this out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so technically, this is coming in. I prevent 5. You take 5. You could pay 3.
Pay 3, block 1.
Block 1. These are gone. But you still have a 7 damage attack coming at me.
Well, you blocked 5 of them.
Well, yeah, but I take 2. And then you get to keep going. I have no hand.
Oh, and you have no hand, yeah.
That is a fair point. I thought I had killed you, but I didn't.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we just can't do anything with it. That's what it's 2 reds.
Ah, that's the problem.
You know, so Zealous goes in.
Yeah.
And then...
But then I pass.
Yeah. You go to
And then I draw
5.
4 cards.
All right, let's look. Let's look. If you can't make a shield, we're in the money. So let's go. Pitch Zealous. Five at you would go again.
Red Prismatic Shield. 3 3 shields.
You did it.
Same problem.
Yeah.
But it was...
Or you just, I mean, you can just smack the Merciful Attribution and hope that their 5-card hand can't do 1.
Yeah.
That's the rebellions are built on hope situation.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, Arcane would resolve before I took the physical, but I don't think that matters much. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting. So you've got a bad one. That's good. I'm glad. I have a bad one.
Well, you also have Dash.
Yeah.
So that's 2.
So you think Dash, what do you do against Dash?
Lose?
People say Titan or whatever?
I think there's a way to play Prism, and I don't know what the answer is yet, but I think there's a way to build Bravo where he's at least reasonable against Prism.
Yeah.
Because he at least stops the Heralds, whatever Heralds they are playing.
So they have to go auras.
Yeah.
So then knowing that Prism is a problem right now because you have to, like I'm looking at it in Ranger too, I'm going to put stupid yellow 6s in for nothing but Prism.
Yeah.
And that feels bad, ultimately.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can run it without it. I don't think I can get that matchup without at least 6 6s in the deck.
Yeah.
Because I think against Ranger, you would go Phantasms.
I agree.
It's like they have no 6s in class.
Yeah, but the combo of Vestige's Soul and Phantasmal Footsteps, and be able to pitch yellow for 3 resources and get the action back anyway. It's like even blocking for 6 is sometimes just like, was that worth it in my deck?
Yeah.
Because you have to do it twice in a turn to shut the turn down. Bravo can.
Mm-hmm.
He can use 2 cards and kind of shut down the turn if they try to double Herald.
Yeah.
Which is why I think they have to go auras.
Yeah.
They'll let you stop the first one, lose a card, and then they'll do exactly what you just saw.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So really anything, I mean, the thing with Go Again too, though, is that it's really, the best thing is gaining action points. That's the best, because then you can just go Herald, or Aura. Because it doesn't blow up your Go Again.
Yeah.
Right, so that's where your time snaps and those kinds of situations are good. That's where Brute with Scab Skins can just knock auras off.
Yeah.
Anything that gains you an action point. Stupid cards for Azalea that I've looked at are like the Back Alley Break Line that gains an action point when you put it in off the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, is that better than running the 6s? Just being able to pop 2, it's like, you got to get arrows in the arsenal. It's kind of annoying.
I mean, I think that's the thing that makes Prism so good, though, is that she can play out of the same build. This is literally, I sideboarded all the auras in and took Heralds out.
Mm-hmm.
So she can be on Heralds or auras, and you have to be capable of handling both.
Yeah.
And that's not usually the same
And not
cards.
even knowing what they're going to do
Yep.
before you sideboard in.
So if you sideboard in 6s and
Kinda
they
like
go auras,
Katsu.
it's like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if there are 6s that are also yellow, then you can fight off library
Yeah.
and the auras that they do play.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's kind of good.
yeah.
Yeah, Prism really forces you to sideboard in weird ways. It's kind of like Katsu, though. Like, you sit down from Katsu, you don't know.
Yeah.
So if you go, it's control Katsu, I'm going to sideboard in these tools, and then it's aggro Katsu, you're like, oh, well, I'm getting pants now.
Yeah.
So there are tough heroes that force you to do that. I mean, Bravo, you ask, will you ever really see this Bravo aggro list that will take you off guard? And it's like, it kind of is going to be similar. It's not really going to be doing anything different, right?
Yeah.
It's going to get some bigger numbers on your hit effects, but otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting web that's weaved.
Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't. It was very helpful for me to see the Prism side of this equation, because I will say constantly, I felt like I was one turn ahead of it, where like I had. If you were ever just able to just keep swinging at me, I just felt almost out of like I would have to block with cards, or like it was almost out of control a lot.
With the Prism,
Yeah.
against Bravo,
Yeah.
because like that is one take too. Is like, how hard can the pressure be just on the hero? Where even though they've got one aura out, for instance, like they can't play more because they have to block. But that's unusual. It's unlikely, especially. With your big attack being discarding cards as the downside, Prism gets around that so easily. With Pummel being your big thing, Prism gets around that really easily. So it's just it's that hero that has all the tools that answers what you're trying to do.
Yeah. And then the shields help them get around your dominate.
Yeah.
And avoid the hit effects.
Yeah.
And like even if you dominate and swing with the big attack with Pummel, it's like if they prismatic shield instant, get up to a certain number of shields, all of a sudden it's like you didn't get the hit effect. Or they just, like at one turn I played my hand out.
Mm-hmm.
And you swung it for 11?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I had
It's
like
just
5
damage,
shields
though.
or something.
It's
like,
just damage.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to have to go to the think tank on that
Well,
one.
that's interesting. Let's think about it. We'll come back let's see. So we're not here next week, I don't think?
I'm not here.
That's right. Well, I'm not going to be. I don't do the stare into the void thing like you can do.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And then the week after that will be the week before Vegas.
Yeah, so we'll definitely stream that week, and then we'll be off to Vegas to see how it goes.
Preparing.
Yeah, we have a lot of practicing to do between now and then, but we'll see.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Of course, we got subscriptions for unlimited boxes, so if you don't have Tales of Aria, want to get on the unlimited, whenever that happens, you can sign up to the subscription now, and you won't get charged until a few weeks before Unlimited is actually releasing. So if you just want to make sure you can get your boxes at minimum advertised price, $76.60 or whatever it is, that's a great thing to do. We may have a promotion going with that one. It's coming to a announcement/website near you, so there'll be more on that if we end up going that direction. And we got these products, our Majestic products, are going to be hitting very soon. We're waiting on the delivery of those from our manufacturer here in Tulsa. Anything else going on? We got singles still, First Edition Monarch in stock.
Yeah.
Can we sell you anything else? Anybody need a solution to baldness?
When's that?
I do.
A lot of us do.
I've got a nice balm that I've invented. It's made of alligator skin. And
I didn't realize. I saw an old video of ours a few days ago, and every time it strikes me how wild your beard was.
Yeah, it was looking awful.
I at the time, I had no idea.
We were all looking terrible.
Yeah, I have some rough days behind me.
Go back and watch those videos. We'll see you then, everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
2 weeks from now.
What? We can't get out of here without saying, don't forget.
Oh, right.
Hydro Brain, Hydro Life.
It really is a killer catchphrase. you nailed that. You should work in marketing.
I mostly do. On that note, other things we can sell you. Sign up for our community text list. That's where I text mostly. And
join the Discord, would you?
You know, those are things that we can't really sell you, but we should be a part of. If you like Flesh and Blood or tabletop gaming in general, you should be in both those places.
And if you're a reasonable person who doesn't like yelling and stuff, come to the Discord. We'd love to have you.
That's
if
right.
you want to yell and do all of that, then you can go to Facebook.
There are plenty of
or whatever.
Reddits and Discords and all that for that.
Take care, everyone.